know Townsend pretty well. They're in shock because they're like, gee, it didn't strike me like he was into kiddie porn. I go, well, that's the kind of thing you keep quiet.
Yeah, well, they don't come out and announce that if they have any sense at all.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing you go, I'm really into kiddie porn.
Yeah, one of my favorite pastimes. Come over here to my computer.
Thank God I'm not so screwed up that I'm into kiddie porn.
I know.
Because, it's like, what do you do if you're into that stuff?
Well, it's really sad. I mean, if you're Pete Townsend especially, and you can have anything you want in the world, and that the one thing you want is children, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, because that's the one thing you ain't going to get.
Right.
No.
All doors are open except that one.
And maybe it's because he's I don't know, maybe a lot of these guys get bored because they can have everything they want. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the other theory, that you've tried everything, and this is the last thing.
I don't know. You know what? To me, I just keep trying more and more girls. If I had, like, a sex addiction, I'd just keep trying more and more women.
Yeah. Well,
I'd never get tired of that.
I don't know what happened to Pete Townsend and how many women he had, but maybe he had reached a saturation.
Wow, and then all of a sudden you go, Jesus Christ, I need a young kid?
Before you made that decision, wouldn't you go, let me try a hot model just one more time?
Well, I was thinking about it. Pete Townsend's about 90 years old, so I guess almost any kind of porn to him is kiddie porn.
Maybe he was looking at regular porn.
Looking at chicks in their 40s is kiddie porn to Pete Townsend. To me, there's nothing better than adult porn. Don't get me wrong. I just don't get guys who are into kiddie porn, but I think it's mostly guys who have been molested and stuff, and they somehow identify with it. I don't know.
I don't think you should make any suppositions since you don't know.
No, I don't even like looking at pictures of little kids because it reminds me of my childhood, and I don't want to think about my childhood. I don't want to know anything about it. It's just, it's weird.
But, I was thinking about it today. If Pete really wanted to do something to help children who are being abused, he could do any number of things. Go to experts. How many times has it been announced that if you go on a child pornography site, you will get arrested? Yeah. But he's sitting at home doing it anyway.
Yeah, the cop came in, whatever the cops are in London, and
the Scotland Yard.
Took all his computers. They walked out with his computers.
And that's always an interesting sight when you see them downloading your stuff.
Well, I know. What is it?
I accidentally saw kiddie porn once in the lightest form.
Yeah.
And it is so disturbing.
Where'd you see it?
I went to Club Med, right?
Yeah.
So on the way to Club Med, we stop on some wacky island.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through the magazine rack, right? My buddy and I look at the magazine rack. So we open up this magazine, and it's like a bunch of, naked kids. And I go, well, it was almost like National Geographic-like at first.
Yeah.
And then as we looked at it, it was it was some sort of a Cub Scout camp with grown-up leaders. It was clearly kiddie porn.
Yeah.
And my buddy and I just were like, oh, my God, we just, put it back down.
I don't want to go to jail.
But it was a hot potato.
It was like 8-year-old boys and girls naked, saluting a guy in a uniform. It was so disturbing.
Wow.
God.
It was just on the rack. Of course, it wasn't the United States.
I went to that camp. I was wondering why they made us salute naked.
Yeah, the grossest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's sad.
Did he use a credit card with his name on it, or was it traced back to him?
Pete Townsend.
It said Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
Of the Who.
Not too many guys with that name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should do American Express commercials with that card.
That's Jesus. Some corporate name could have been used.
You hear a lot of adults say, I wish I was a kid again, and I miss my youth, and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, like those were good years or something.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm not a kid anymore. I couldn't wait to grow up when I was a kid. I want to grow up so I could look at adult pornography.
Really?
Yeah.
Get into the action.
Well, what are you going to do? Hey, Gary, any toothpicks? I figured him out of all people would have a toothpick.
He should have every tooth thing, huh?
I figured you had every tooth thing on the planet.
There's none in the building, but we will have it in a moment.
All right, thanks.
Get it.
Appreciate it.
When you ask Gary for a toothpick, I think to myself, what would Sal the stockbroker say right now? What's the joke?
There'd be 50 of them. I know that. Cindy, you're on the air.
Hi. I'm a little nervous. I'm sorry. I'm calling about a friend of mine that passed away on Christmas Day. And I just thought I'd want to let you know because he was a very big fan of yours. And, in fact, they even buried him in a Howard Stern T-shirt.
Well, let me just say this. Where do you get a Howard Stern T-shirt, this guy? Well, there are no such things as a Howard Stern T-shirt.
Not official.
I'm suing the family. Really, what kind of Howard Stern T-shirt? There is no Howard Stern T-shirt.
I don't know. You can make your own T-shirt.
Maybe that was it. Well, would you dig him up so I can see what this paraphernalia is? I might have to confiscate it.
Look,
it's illegal, huh?
Yeah.
I wanted to let you know he was a regular caller, and he loved you guys.
Well, sorry to hear that. What did he die of?
It's kind of uncertain as to what he died of, but he died on
AIDS.
Christmas Day.
Did he die of AIDS?
No.
Wow. Usually you hear uncertain, it's usually AIDS.
No, uncertain means, he probably was doing something and died. Like drugs or something.
Was he imitating Jackass?
Or, who says that? I don't know. I know his family's listening to me right now, so I'm kind of screwing this all up.
Was he doing drugs? Was he downloading kiddie porn?
No kiddie porn.
Well, I'm happy to hear that he was buried in a Howard Stern T-shirt, and it's really quite an honor that anyone would be that big a fan. I don't know what your story sounds a little suspicious. I don't know of any Howard Stern T-shirt ever made. I've kept those.
Well, it doesn't sound like.
Yeah, I really did. I wasn't there at the funeral because it was across, the across the country. That's what they said. Maybe, I know other people can call in and that were there. Maybe they can say, maybe
clarify.
Tell you, yeah.
Have they read his will yet?
Yeah.
I'm afraid he probably didn't have much.
Great.
Damn it.
But he's got lots of Howard Stern tapes.
Yes.
You
well,
can get your tapes back.
I wish he had been a wealthy man and would leave me his fortune.
To Howard Stern, I leave my kiddie porn collection.
Great.
That's the one call I remember from him is when Artie was on the diet, and he called up and he told Artie that he had to stop drinking. He goes, "Dude, you're stupid. You got to stop drinking."
Yeah,
I remember him. Yeah, I
remember that call?
Well, guess who stopped drinking first?
Well, unfortunately.
How
old was he?
How old was he? Did he leave a hot widow?
No, he was 28.
Oh, young guy.
How the hell does this guy die? It's suspicious.
That's why I say, when you don't know how a 28-year-old died, he was up to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, his family and friends are listening, so I don't want to sit here and,
A little coke, heroin, what was it? Do they know?
I would think, they're going to kill me. Well, they already know. Possibly some booze and some pills.
No. So you think it was a suicide?
I'm sure it was a recreational type of thing. It wasn't like a suicide.
Oh, I see.
Because he loved his family very much. I think he just got carried away because it was Christmas. I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame.
Most Howard Stern listeners die and nobody can tell what happened.
Yeah, we did a survey. We had a survey done. We commissioned it, and it turns out most of our listeners have died from suspicious deaths.
Involved in a huge counterfeit T-shirt ring.
Yeah. Well, a lot of our fans kill themselves over Christmas when we're playing Best Of. They want original programming.
Oh, yeah, some of your Best Ofs are pretty bad.
Oh, gee.
My goodness.
Wow.
I mean, Best Of is our show that you hear all the time. Why would you? Why would it be bad?
You know the ones I want to hear? I want to hear the ones where you guys fight all day long, all those kind of fights.
Oh. Well, that would take up about 2 days of programming. There's more to the show than that. All right, listen, I got to go. I'm sorry to hear about our fan, but I'm glad he was buried in a bootleg Howard Stern.
Do me a favor, say his name, Brian.
All right. Well, no, I don't. After saying about drugs and everything, maybe you don't want to give his name.
Oh, well, his first name anyway.
First name, okay. Thank you, buddy. Oh, she's annoying.
They do have things like at the boardwalk at the Jersey Shore where you can make your own T-shirt, like an iron-on thing.
Yeah.
I had one that said, when I was a kid, and on the 8th day, God created Molly Hatchet.
You should be buried in that.
I had one that said that. So maybe he made a Howard Stern.
I cannot get this piece of crap out of my teeth.
Did they give you a toothpick?
Yeah.
Maybe you need some floss.
Oh, I don't. Floss gives you bad breath. You ever notice that?
What?
When you floss, after you get done, your breath reeks.
Really? I've never noticed that.
I notice it. I notice stuff.
Well, if it was there, I'm sure I'd notice it, but I always get a refreshing feeling.
I can't really floss anyway.
Why?
Because my teeth are so crooked that floss breaks.
Oh, dear.
I'm so gross. That's why. So disgusting.
Oh.
I got to take a break. And go clean my teeth. All right, listen, we'll be back right after this. We got a big, big show for you, and there's a whole bunch of things to talk about that are coming up. But you got to hang in there, and then we'll get to your phone calls and everything else. Right after these words.
This is your ring announcer, Michael Buffer. And now, let's get ready to listen to the most talented, the most imitated, the most underhung media personality of all time, Howard Stern.
I can't take that song. I'm so irritated today. My hair is in my face and in my eyes, and I'm just irritable, and it's hot in here, and I'm just irritated. I'd much rather be home sleeping. I'll be honest with you. I play music all morning.
It's a music show.
It's a music show. What's wrong with that? Music intensive. Gary, bring me in someone to kill. Like Robin's boyfriend who was ready to kill Stuttering John. I'm ready to kill someone. I have the same anger issues. Thinking about him, he's angry. He really is.
Yesterday, it was sort of a joke. He said he thought it was funny that he had done that at the table. And so I went over to him, he said, and I said, John, I thought you were on fire. I smelled sulfur.
You know, it's funny. If someone poured water in your boyfriend's pants, he wouldn't think it was funny. I know it.
Well, he wouldn't have farted at the table. He didn't do it just he did it after John did that. And he said, and it was especially after I said to him, John, you could have gone downstairs and gone to the men's room. And John said, that's 3 flights.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Oh, come on.
Look, I'm just telling you what he said.
You know what, Howard? If you farted, he would never have done it to you.
No, he did it to you.
Yeah, he just has like this.
You didn't fart. You wouldn't.
Yeah, but if he did, he would never report on Howard.
But, John, you do these things.
Oh,
and you,
okay,
you
so
don't
I
care
deserved
how it
it.
affects
All right,
people.
I did.
Well, come on. The crime didn't fit the punishment.
Well, there you go.
Do you think it fit
that
the
happens
punishment?
in real life, too.
Do you think it fit the punishment?
I didn't pour water on you.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think it was justified?
I didn't pour water on you, so obviously I didn't think so. I just ignored you, as I usually do when you do obnoxious things.
I'm trying to figure out if you're defending your boyfriend's actions.
I'm simply saying if
Kinda,
John
sort of?
is going to do whatever he wants to do, he has to allow in the world for other people to do whatever they want to do. I thought John would think it was funny since he thought what he did was funny.
It would have been funny.
No, he was angry. He to make somebody sit there in water.
If he's
it's
angry,
freezing cold
he
night.
hurts you.
If it was a little bit of water, I wouldn't have cared, but it was like a whole glass.
And then he wanted to go out and fight you?
Yeah, he was all into fighting.
Oh, yeah.
John wasn't going to fight.
I think he clearly doesn't like John.
Oh, he still says he likes John. Yesterday he said to me, I like John.
I've always got along with Mr. X. I've hung out with him like without Robin. I just don't understand.
I thought pouring a full glass of water on somebody was pretty intense. That's provocative. I got to admit. I mean, it did strike me. I like Mr. X. I don't know. It didn't strike me that he was that kind of guy that would do that.
Well, he told me that he was really mad at me for saying that he didn't pay for a vacation.
Yeah, maybe there were a bunch of things that all culminated in this act. I don't know.
But I don't know. Jesus. I know John does get on a lot of people's nerves.
Mr. X would not be the first.
Right. Wow. Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's more going on here that I know about.
Well,
I didn't see him pour water on your pants.
I didn't either. I mean, he really did it in a
very nice manner. Very subtle way.
He didn't make a big deal about it.
Well, when he screwed up the surprise party, I wasn't that mad at him. But then he got totally mad at me about his saying about the vacation. He said didn't he want to like call me and yell at me or something?
Yeah. Yeah,
he got so mad at me. We were on the air goofing around.
What did you say?
Robin said she was going to Bermuda with Mr. X. I said, is he paying? I just asked who was paying.
Right. That upset him?
And that pissed him off.
That set him off?
Yeah. and I think that has everything to do with him pouring,
You better avoid him.
It could only end bad, John.
So, Robin, look out. So who paid for the vacation in London? Jesus.
I'll go home and tell him you said that.
It's going to drown you now. Boy, you're asking for it, pal.
You're wondering how that works? Yeah, I wonder how that works, too.
Yeah.
He didn't go to London.
Oh, he didn't go?
No.
So you paid for it?
Of course.
See, that's the easy way to work it out. Keep him home, and you don't have to worry about who pays for what.
All right. Do you ever pay for any of the vacations that you and X have?
Sure.
All right. So what's the big deal?
Nothing. But you were implying that he would never pay for anything or couldn't afford it or something.
I didn't imply that.
Yes, you did.
Sure you did.
What
do you mean you didn't imply
See how he is?
Yeah.
See how he is?
He didn't imply that.
Robin,
nothing was implied. You came out and said it.
It wasn't only me, too. We were all goofing around.
Who's we?
It was a whole thing. It was all of us.
I wouldn't say to a dude when he's there with his girlfriend who paid for the vacation.
No, I didn't say
it. You did on the air.
It was on the air. We were just
right.
goofing around. It wasn't, like, really serious.
All right.
This is interesting.
What are you doing? I think John's staring at Robin, and Robin's looking
What's he doing?
Because it's weird. She told me, like, off the air, that he likes to get into he loves to get into these situations. So I don't know why suddenly
he's not opposed to carrying through on his feelings.
So he's like,
That's the point.
If I was you, I'd stay away from the dude.
Policing the world.
Whatever. So what do? You got to stay away from the guy. Obviously, you got a problem.
If he sees somebody that in his mind is acting, he's
a cop.
It happens. Yeah.
See, I didn't see it happen. I just saw John going, why would you do that? Why'd you do that? He looked upset about something.
Then we were walking down the street afterwards, and my whole crotch was freezing.
Oh, I can imagine. Unbelievable.
Look at her laughing. She loves
it. Big kick out of the whole table.
First of all, I accidentally farted. It wasn't even like...
liar.
I'm eating all these right foods now, and things just not working. Now when I train with my trainer, it comes out.
Does he ever go off like this on other people around you?
No.
It's just John.
No. Off. He doesn't go off.
Wait a second.
Oh, come on.
He's very controlled. He didn't, fling the water across the table. He thought about it. He picked up a glass. He walked over to John and threw it.
Yeah, but wait a second.
I'm saying, does he do that with anybody else? Not water, per se, but explode on them?
No.
You just got done saying, yesterday that...
Not around me. He asked me about people around me. I'm telling you, he knows better than to do this.
Wait a second. You said that...
He only does this when I'm not there. I told you, the one time he started to get involved with a person, I made him stop, and he still says, you didn't let me kill that person.
Yeah, but how about at the jazz show?
He'll walk over, join a person at the table, and tell him to be quiet.
Yeah, but you're there.
Throw water on them.
Does Mr. X ever discipline you?
No.
Wait a second.
I mean, we play around.
What do you mean you play around?
Like the other day, I was getting on his nerves, and he chased me around the house with ice.
Well, that's playful, though. That's just fun.
What do you mean? What was he going to do with the ice?
Put it down my shirt.
And did he do it?
Yeah, he caught me.
You liked it?
It was kind of funny because I was really getting on his nerves. And I knew I was.
What did you do? What was the offense?
I walked in and I started criticizing him.
So he chased you with ice?
Well, after 3 or 4 critiques, he did.
What did he do wrong? I'm curious.
I was sort of joking around, but I walked in and he was wiping up water off the floor, and I was like, what did you spill now?
Oh, man.
Some of him in water and ice.
There's a lot of water. Water sports.
Water issues.
So he had spilled, and what else did he do?
Spilled, and then I had a problem with the lock on the door. I was like, didn't I tell you to get me a new lock? And then there was something else and something else. And finally he said, you know what?
Yeah, but... See, I understand that.
Now, Howard, there was a time, wasn't that time you guys were in the car together and...
we were having, I had been really obnoxious.
She's like an abused kid. I deserve it.
Well, what do you mean? What did you do?
I deserved anything. What did I say to him? I had given him like an order. I was rude, obnoxious, and don't ever tell me, and don't ever correct me or something. He had said he had arranged for something and it came out wrong somehow, and I said, don't ever correct me. I told you, blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at me and he said, how dare you talk to me like that? You're treating me like a child. And he was just screaming.
Right. So
I was like, oh, he's really, I think I went over the line there. He's really out of his mind right now.
Right.
And we were in a car. He was driving me somewhere. And I told him to pull over because I had to go to the drugstore.
Yeah.
And then when I got out of the car, I yelled something back and ran.
You ran away.
I couldn't yell while I was in the car.
Did he pull away and leave you there?
No.
So he didn't discipline you in any way during that exchange?
No.
Well, apparently he was just yelling at you.
Yeah, he was just yelling.
All right.
I don't know.
Well.
Fire!
What's he saying there?
Fire!
I think he's saying quiet.
I thought he was saying fire.
Yeah.
It's like fire! Fire! That's what an accent.
Fire! Quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah, you're right. Shut up. Wow. Well, all right, look, I can't explain what happened between John and Mr. X. I didn't hear the exchange.
There was no exchange.
Well, I don't know what goes on. Sometimes you do have a way about you.
I didn't say anything. Susanna said he farted, and then Mr. X came over and said, and poured water on him.
Yeah, because I was getting nervous for Robin. I thought I might have to do an intervention.
Oh, please. I'm the only one more scary than Mr. X.
Well, that's true. It would take a strong man to tame you. Lord knows you get out of control sometimes.
Oh, goodness.
Actually, it's quite civil that he just threatened you with ice.
Has he poured, water on you ever or anything like that?
Yeah.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's his thing?
But it's, the same kind of thing.
Aquaman?
We'll be,
He puts out your fire.
Playing around, and he'll say, you need to cool off.
What?
And he pours
I'll pour it on him.
You will.
Sure.
Reminds me of that movie, The Burning Bed?
Not even. If anybody's burning, it's poor him.
Well, yeah, he's putting out the fire.
Wow.
Did he ever throw food at you or anything?
No, are you kidding?
Oh, that's not allowed. Are you crazy?
Please.
Food.
Just water.
Just water.
And he doesn't throw it. He pours.
How many times have you had water poured on you, Robin?
Once.
One
I
time.
learned my lesson. Maybe John has learned his.
Oh, he has.
What did you do to deserve the water?
I don't even remember. I never farted. That's what
Does he ever smother you with a pillow, like when you talk too much, so you can't breathe?
No.
No, all right.
Cigarette burns.
Let's check her body.
Well, people are leery of John at restaurants like that. Wasn't there a story where Dominic took you to some nice place and he said, don't act like stuttering John in here?
Yeah, but I didn't do anything. Listen,
believe me, Dominic shouldn't act like Dominic.
Howard's had dinner with me so many times. It's never an altercation or a problem. It was just like, I farted. It was one accident. It was one time in... Oh. Whoa. It was one time in, years.
All right, Tom, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Stuttering John. After all the years of all the stuff that he's done to people on that show, from the practical jokes to Gary, to the pot smoking incident in California, to we finally thought he was going to get his comeuppance when he was fighting Cabby. And then, of course, he gets handed $100,000 and wins the fight. The least that could happen is get a little water in his lap. He's been crying about it for 2 days.
I wasn't crying. I didn't bring it up on the air. Howard brought it up. I wasn't crying about it. I'm over it. I still think it's an abnormal behavior from Mr. X.
Yeah, but you're just whining like a little girl. Just get over it.
I just think Mr. X is a little weird for doing that. That's all. I just don't think it was something to do at a nice dinner.
Yeah, but this is what you do all the time.
Although farting at the table at a nice dinner isn't...
You know what? Everyone has had an accident. God, come on.
John,
I didn't sit there and blow it in everyone's
John,
face. I was hoping
sat there. You said you were uncomfortable. You had plenty of warning, and you could have gotten up. And you
came up on me like
you're lying now.
You're out of your mind.
Tell the truth. You did it.
Come on.
You just decided it's 3 floors down to the bathroom. I'm just going to cut one here.
I could have walked and went down the stairs. I just came out, Robin. I hope nobody would notice.
Well, I've cut the cheese many times on the QT.
Yeah, I didn't...
Not at dinner.
Smell.
Yeah,
everybody was done eating. And it was stop at dinner. Everyone was done eating. I would never done with it.
Here he goes again. It was between courses.
It was before dessert. All the plates were taken.
He checked the table.
Yeah, because of that, I could barely get down my third slice of cake.
Oh, Artie, the only reason why we knew it is because, my wife said something. Else nobody would have
And how did she know?
Well, she knows my stink, but nobody else would have known.
So you disturb people. You could
my
be
wife.
smelled, and then Ross, and then Melissa, and then
didn't care.
it went right down the table.
Oh, so okay, so all right.
But it's like every time you guys go out, there's always something John does, and it adds up after a while. And he always tries to divert the attention. Oh, well, this one did this one did that. And he always gets the attention off himself. The fact of the matter is that he just has no social skills.
Well,
and the fact that he entertains Howard is the only reason he's still around.
Hey, John, you should pour water on your wife. She's busting you on your part.
The other thing that Mr. X said he did, he said it started in the bar area.
Ooh.
Because when John first walked in, Mr. X was near the bar, and he asked Mr. X while he was over there to get him a beer.
Right.
That was fine. But you know how John drinks a beer in 2 seconds, and he said the next time John wanted a beer, he was standing right next to him. They were both at the bar, and he looked at him and said, "Get me a beer."
No, Mr. X was ordering, and he already ordered. So I said, "Could you throw a beer on there?" Because he had already ordered. Of course not. So he's going to tell you these stories. You're not going to hear the other side?
All right, I don't care. I mean, I do think it was odd that Mr. X threw water on you. But I don't know.
I'm over it. I don't care. It's no big deal. It's over.
All right. Okay, enough.
But he is weird for doing it.
Then you're not over it.
Well, he has some problems.
Like you don't.
I'll admit I do, but he certainly does.
Well, then argue this with him.
And it's scary that he has these problems. Because
argue this with him.
It could lead to something a lot more serious. And I'm sure you know that.
Right, he could get hurt.
Well,
listen, if he's going up to tables, yelling at people, if he's looking for fights,
I'm just hoping Robin's all right.
Saying he wants to kill people.
That's what I said. He could get hurt. If anything, believe me.
Do you think he
could get hurt?
Do you think he would kill somebody if it got that crazy?
Yes, I do.
I think he would like to. Yes.
Yeah, I think he has I had Mr. X and Robin pose for a picture. He had a knife to her throat. I'm serious. I got the picture.
And he did that.
By the way, it's the funniest thing I ever saw.
He did that as smooth as possible.
He did.
No one even noticed it.
Practicing because you don't even see his hands move.
At least you'd go quick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, he did that so fast. You wouldn't even know. You'd be like, well, wait.
You're already gone.
You're gone.
He seems like a guy who knows pressure points. Like, if I touch you here, you're dead.
Right.
The last question, Howard, is when X said that he would have fought me, so he really would have. If
you wanted to, sure. But not in anger. He wasn't even angry with you. He would have just, if you want to fight, I'll fight.
Now, that would have been a great story.
Mike, you're on the air. Let's take a couple of phone calls. We'll change the topic from Mr. X and John.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
I was wondering, you never did mention, what did Beth get you for your birthday?
She...
Oh, she's...
She, don't throw any water on me. I make a living doing that stuff. She got me she took me out to dinner and took me to a play, to Tuesdays with Maury.
Nice.
And then she...
No jewelry or...
No. Let me see. There was other things involved, like some pictures and some pictures of her with the dog and, some stuff like that.
Did you get any anal or anything?
Anal. I'm not a big anal guy. I know I talk a good game, but I'm not real big on her anal. I'm still working on that vagina a lot. Still pretty busy with that.
I was wondering, at the birthday dinner, right? You had like 14 people. What kind of a tab do you guys run up for something like that? Like 3,000?
I was wondering what the tab was because Dominic picked it up, and I'm wondering.
Dominic picked it up, and it was probably somewhere around there, yeah.
You think that much?
Yeah.
And on a $3,000 tab, what would you leave for a tip? Like 800, 900?
Oh, yeah, absolutely you got to.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I would think that maybe the whole thing was total $3,000. I was thinking that sometimes it's cheaper than you think. Maybe it was only like $1,500.
Well, it was $120 a head.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
You know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact. Yeah, I made all the arrangements.
Oh, $120 a head.
Mm-hmm. And I'd put down half, and it was already 1,000-something.
Oh, I see.
Plus drinks.
Plus drinks.
Yeah.
And we were drinking heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of
there
booze.
Was wine and booze. And...
Yeah, I told the waiter, I said, we'll have some wine, but don't give me, like, the super expensive wine. I said, I don't know that I'm paying for all this. And I said to him, just, let's get a normal bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that was good wine.
It was excellent wine. Yeah, we drank heavily. How many Jack and Cokes did you do, Artie?
Jack and water. I had about 7.
No.
Wow.
Artie alone was $1,000 in drinks.
maybe 6.
And John can really drink.
He can throw them back.
I drink mostly wine, a couple of vodkas, but I don't know. There was a lot going on there.
Sambuca at the end, and
I don't think anybody had any after dinner drinks.
I think everyone was so plowed.
Yeah, we didn't need it.
Beth and I spent half the night looking at each other going, I'm wasted. And she goes, I'm wasted. And I go, I'm wasted. I'm wasted.
Hey, Howard, I got a question for Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
I want to ask him, who are you?
There you go.
Who? I really want to know.
I was thinking that, too. Who the hell are you?
So let me just write this down. You want to ask, who are you?
Right.
Who are you?
Who?
Who? I really want to know.
I think the children of the world want to ask him, who's next?
And then you want to say, yeah, who the F are you?
Hey, what time does...
Who the hell are you?
What time does Pete Townsend go to bed?
What time?
When the little hand touches the big hand.
There you go.
Oh, my. The Pete Townsend jokes have started.
All right, thank you, sir.
Listen, one other thing. Remember when he said, I think I am a woman?
Yes.
Doesn't Fred have that take?
He said he thought he was a woman, then he took it all back. He was like,
He's been confused for a long time.
And now he's at the kiddie pool. We don't know what's going on with him, right?
Yeah, well, who knows? All right, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Jake, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard. I really do believe Pete was... I do believe he clicked onto the site, but I believe he did it for good intentions, because he's actually talked about this extensively on his website.
Nigga, please.
He's actually... It's been his crusade to get rid of child pornography, especially on the internet. And his thing was, and he's actually written an article about this on his website, saying that the only way you can find out who these people are is by clicking it. So he knew it was illegal to do, but it was, I believe he was doing the illegal thing for the right reason.
Well, first of all, Pete Townsend is not...
What is he going to do when he finds it?
Yeah, he's not a private eye. I mean, he's not a detective. He's not doing police work.
I understand that, but he has
no authority.
Wouldn't it be a great way to be into kiddie porn to, like, go, hey, man, I'm really against this stuff. I got to go look at it. And if he did...
And what does he do after he looks at it?
Yeah, I mean, so let's say he looks at it. Does he contact the police? What does he do?
Like he said, he can either contact the police or he can write about it. He's actually said that also one of the reasons were that this was his crusade was because he had a friend in rehab who killed herself because she was abused as a child. So it became his crusade. And,
yeah, but if it's his crusade, why would you give your credit card to a kiddie porn site so that you could...
Because, like I said, the only way you can find out what kids being exploited and possibly who these people are is by paying for the site. So, like I said, I think he actually did it for the reason.
So once again, after he finds it, what does he do?
He can either write about it in his book, like he said. I know he's been writing an autobiography, or he does turn it into the police. But like I said,
Is there any accusation that he produced kiddie porn or anything like that? So all he did was look at it?
Yeah. Look.
Well, the problem is, apparently, he was involved in, there was some big investigation going on.
Right.
It was a sting operation on the internet, and they do this once in a while, and I think, unlucky for him, he finally went through with this idea, and he actually said on his website in a past article, he said that I'm actually considering finally clicking one of these sites and seeing if I can do anything about it and see what's going on here. He's debated that on his site, and I hope, for his sake, because I'm telling you, I can see the press is about to crucify him, and it's already started on your show, that they reprint everything he said in the past on the site, because I've already made up my mind, at least. I believe the guy's a saint, and he's been trying to do the right thing. And
you might be right. I'm not crucifying the dude, but I know that Michael Jackson is one of the biggest contributors to children's charities. He raises tons of money for kids. He set up an entire home that is kid-friendly. I don't know anything about Michael Jackson either, but I don't trust him. He's a little too involved with kids. Well, why is Michael Jackson not getting a break from you if Pete Townsend is? Isn't Michael Jackson just worried about kids?
He doesn't write something about kids on his website.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't write anything about it on the website.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I mean,
I don't know. I don't
trust Michael Jackson. You're right. You got me there, but
I think in this country,
I'm asking you to hold your fire on him and do at least read for yourself what he said and then come to your own conclusions.
You know, I know Pete. I've met Pete, and he's a very serious fellow. You know, he seems humorless, quite frankly. He's met me a couple of times, and he's always very weird around me.
I just think he's weird, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. You guys went off there and pretty bad when he did that whole thing with I Am a Woman.
Not really. No, he didn't. I mean, it was an odd statement.
I hardly remember it.
Yeah, I don't even think we went off on him so bad. I don't even think we're being tough on him on the kiddie porn. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I don't know.
Well, that's the problem. Nobody does. But I think when it's in the paper, on the front page, Pete Townsend pedophile, I mean, what are you going to think? People have already condemned the guy. And I'm just saying, I really do, for me at least, I think he was trying to do the right thing.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
I don't know that you're wrong. I don't know anything about it.
Well,
I just know that
especially
the police...
Robin, who this is her crusade. I'm talking to her more than you, Howard, because I
Robin's done a lot to help abused kids and was an abused kid, but has never had the need to go on the Internet and look at children's...
on the website.
Look at naked children in Cub Scout uniforms.
Because I'm not the person who can do that.
I mean, why would Robin look at kiddie porn? What could she do about it? She could say, hey, maybe enact laws. You know, but... How does that help? Let's say Pete sees 20 sites with kiddie porn and pays for it.
How does that fix anything?
What does that do to help? How is he helping?
Quite frankly, by having it charged on his credit card, he's contributing.
You know.
Like I said, he's the one who said it. I'm quoting, or I'm not quoting.
Anyone could say anything. I'm just telling you, what good does it do to go look at kiddie porn if you're Pete Townsend? What's he going to do about it?
I can only tell you what he said, which is that he's going to write about it in his book, and that probably at a later date
that'll help.
Send this information on to the police.
Remember, officer...
You can't do anything to these people unless you find out where the site is.
Don't you think the police are capable?
Where it's originating from, that's the problem with
Aren't the police capable of finding these sites? So they need Pete Townsend, private eye?
If Pete's going
I don't know if he's trying to be a private detective.
All I'm saying is I don't understand his motive. He's doing research on his life, so he's going to look at pictures of naked kids? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
It's his life. He already knows what happened.
Yeah, why look at pictures? I don't get it.
He also said that the thing is, when you type into a search engine, even if you just type in the word boy, all of a sudden you get hits back for kiddie porn sites. And
why would you type in the word boy?
What are you typing that for?
I mean, just randomly.
Why is he busy typing boy into his computer? I don't understand.
You see, these things never happen to me.
No, because you know what? I never thought I'd go, you know what? I'm going to type in boy. I type in girl.
That's just what I'm telling. He was pointing out what's one of the problems with the search engines, that they actually allow these people, just by typing in an innocent word, that these sites will come back.
All right, so let's say he found that out. Let's say he found it out. Why would you have to then go into the website? What research could you possibly have?
As a private citizen.
Do you remember Officer Elvis?
Yeah, I remember him well. He pulled over people on the road.
All right, Elvis decided.
Citizens.
That's right. Elvis decided, a guy who was loaded and tanked up on drugs, he wanted to be a man of law. Richard Nixon gave him an honorary badge. They hand those out like cupcakes, to idiots.
I know.
He had his honorary badge. Elvis got himself a car with a bubble on top and would drive around Memphis, and other places, being Officer Elvis. He pulled people over and told them to stop speeding. Now, who needed Elvis to do this? No one. Elvis Schmelvis.
All right, he's a private citizen.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not saying, I don't know whether he is
Officer Townsend
or not.
Officer Townsend is going to start looking
police the internet.
Police the internet. What for? What's he going to do? But Maybe he's got a good explanation. I'm willing to wait to hear the explanation.
He claimed
Well, that's
that
all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
I'm willing to wait.
One of the claims was that he had contacted the police before he did this. Now, if that's the case, what are they arresting him for?
Because that's about as dumb as it gets.
I just hope everybody holds their fire, because at least for me, I believe he's a good man. I hope he is. I hope he did maybe a stupid thing for a good reason.
If, in fact, he did do this, we really should throw a glass of water in his lap. All right? At the very least. At a restaurant.
At the very least. That's
where he'll sit in his own wet for at least an hour.
I'll take him out to dinner and have Mr. X douse him with water.
Well, then that's the least he'll deserve.
Yes.
All right, take care.
Well, I think it matters what I think, because pretty much I'll be able to sort all this out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
You know what I would do to him? Honestly, I'd chase him with ice. I really would. That'd be the end of him.
And he learned his lesson, and that's that.
That's right. Hey, are you going to tell the story about your child abuse charity?
About the charity.
Did you get thrown out or something?
Yes, I'm off the board.
Robin got thrown out of her own child abuse charity.
See, things can happen. I was innocent.
Because of the show, right? Because of our show. Because of.
Yeah, they were having problems with It's Just Wrong.
Hey, those were adults. I was doing research.
Really? That's terrible.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say about the Pete Townsend thing, we do jump to conclusions. As soon as somebody's picked up on something, they got him on the front page of the paper as, as a pedophile.
Well, yeah, the charge is he downloaded child pornography.
But I will say this. I have never looked at child porn. I mean, that I know of. I mean, sometimes people send us weird videotapes, and maybe some people are underage. I don't know. Some weird stuff happens. But I've never gone on the Internet to download child porn.
But sometimes these sites come up with, they don't even have exactly what they are.
That's true.
And you go clicking in, and you can find yourself in a lot of weird places.
Yeah.
But to actually give your credit card, that's intentional.
Yeah, the credit card thing. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if he was trying to make a point. Well, he made it. He is taking the arrest, like a civil rights worker. He's going down for the cause.
Yeah, it's a weird story, You hate to see somebody's career ruined because they really weren't doing anything. But I don't know. Was he on 100 kiddie porn sites? Was he on it once? I mean, I don't know.
It sounds like he was on the wrong one. And I don't know if there was a trail or if this was just the first time and he clicked the wrong site.
Was it a photo of boys or girls?
I don't know. All I know is the gentleman on the phone was right. It was a Sting site.
Yeah.
And they also found a couple of other prominent people had been on that site.
I once saw a picture of a nude fireman.
Well, he's of age.
Yes.
There's an article here that said he was picked up on suspicion of possessing and making indecent images.
See, that's what I heard last night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who's reporting that?
The Washington General News.
Yeah, you see...
Okay, well, then his explanation would be he's trying to lure other kiddie porn collectors.
Yeah. See, that's what I heard. They were saying last night on the news, and again, this stuff has a way of getting out of control, so I don't really know, but they were saying that he produced some kiddie porn, so I said, whoa.
Yikes.
Dude, lock him up.
I feel bad because a few years ago, he had, Tommy on Broadway, and he was getting Tonys, and, he had crossed over. He wasn't just a rock musician now. He also was a successful Broadway dude. He was getting all kinds of accolades.
I wonder if he has any Jonathan Lipnicki nudes.
Yeah, just who is he into? What's his type?
Dominic, what's up?
First of all, there's been never a greater proliferation of kiddie porn since the Internet. It is an absolute destruction of society through the Internet, number one. Number two, in England, you don't get arrested till they really have a lot of proof.
Yeah?
And they do an investigation, and especially when they release the charges. It's very rare in England.
But I thought this was part of the U.S. investigation.
Well, the U.S. gave them the information. The United States government, through the FBI, has set up a task force, and they set up these fake porn sites. And they go in and they do much more. You go online and you pay $10, and then they get more information from you.
Right. They don't just, bust you from one time.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. And when they got his computer, where do you see what they're going to download off that? Because in addition to pictures, what will happen is these people will write letters to various other pedophiles that will talk about what they want to do with a little child, and it's really it's tragic. And
yeah, we don't know that Pete Townsend's written anybody any letters.
Well, no, yeah. but there is also a connection between people who write about this and say, like, gee, I want to find out about it, or I want to make some investigation, when they're really playing with themselves in their minds. I really want to do this. I want to try this. And the fact that he said he was going to write in his book is no defense.
Right. Hey, well, how much was dinner the other night?
$3,000, and I gave Robin her $1,000 back.
Wow, you paid the whole thing, huh?
Of course.
And how much tip do you leave?
After all these years, it was my pleasure.
How much tip do you have to leave on that?
No, it was the check was wait a minute. $1,800, and I left $1,200, I think.
Wow.
Wow. Nice
well, listen,
tip.
I'm representing you. I have to do the right thing.
Nice tip. That's very generous of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dominic.
Yes, thanks.
Have a lovely time.
You got to take Dominic to dinner?
Robin, did they really ask you to leave the board?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Kicked off.
That's tragic.
That happened a long time ago, though, right?
No, this just happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if it's just wrong, it's got to be recent.
Hey, we said it's just wrong. It's wrong.
I don't think they'll get any more money from me then. That's it.
Kiddie porn's a weird thing, man. I mean, that's just like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
That's the lowest.
That's when you know.
That's when you know you've hit rock bottom.
You don't deserve to be here.
All right, Dominic, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Anyway, listen, I got to take a break. It's depressing.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're arrested for coke, you know, you can kind of get over.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you can't get over that. But this is like.
That's why I don't listen to classic rock. Because these guys get older and it gets depressing. They get up to weird looking. I can't even listen to my Gary Glitter song anymore. I'm now into contemporary music, like that Stain song they played this morning. That's beautiful.
Yeah, before they mess up.
Yeah.
Let's listen to
20 years, God knows what that guy from Stain will be doing. All right, listen, we'll be back right after these words.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the king
of all media. The man with nice feet, Howard Stern.
And where were you when you heard long time ago. The death of Sam Kinison. Like where were you when you had the death of Sam Kinison? Who's he?
Good way to stay in touch with the world, Roger. You're listening to a man who always stays in touch with his lap, Howard Stern.
Let me just give you a couple of quick show notes, and then we'll learn from Judith Brandt how to cheat on your spouse successfully.
Judith knows.
Judith knows. Judith has had an affair with a married man for years, and
She's married?
No.
Oh, she's not.
No, but she knows how to do it, and she's going to tell you how to do it. She was married. Also, a couple of things. I had to take down the picture of Lord of the Anal Rings. That's Artie Lang. I took it down and I put up a picture of Nikki Ziering, a sexy picture on howardstern.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Lord is gone.
Yeah, the Lord is gone.
Prepare yourself for the Lord of the Anal Rings.
Yes, Lord of the Anal Rings is photographed. Can no longer be downloaded. 2 people were arrested downloading Lord of the Anal Rings photograph.
Also illegal.
So Lord of the Anal Rings was taken down. Nikki Ziering was put up because Nikki is going to be offered to one of our listeners as a date. There's the picture. Look at that.
Wow.
Big improvement over Lord of the Anal Rings. Yes, Lord of the Anal Rings.
Who among you has the courage to challenge the Lord of the Anal Rings?
No one. Yeah. Why ye?
Bring it on.
Official Lord of the Anal Rings music. Sorry.
Out of music.
I want to enter to that for my next challenge.
That would be good.
How about that picture of Nikki Ziering,
I was going to say, that's completely opposite of the Lord of the
I know. What a beautiful body on her.
Can you believe me and her are in the same species?
I like her legs.
Yeah, me too.
Drop that down a little bit so I can look at those.
You need to pan down.
Yeah, pan down, boys. There we go. Ah, yes.
Behold, the Lord of the Anal Rings.
I went to London and saw France and saw your under Love that song, Lord of the Anal Rings.
Prepare yourself
for the Lord of the Anal Rings.
Shining around on the ice and snow. Bow down on all fours and hail the Lord of the Anal Rings.
Yeah. I mean...
Oh, hello, everyone.
So there it is. Stump the Buoy tomorrow. Stump the Buoy. Everyone loves it.
We found someone.
Found someone. Don't know what's going to happen with that. Okay, quick. Let me tell you about how to cheat on your spouse. If you're going to do it, it turns out most people cheat, believe it or not.
Most.
Yeah, in fact, Judith, hi.
Hey, Howard. Happy birthday, my dear.
Thank you, my love. Judith is a sneaky, sneaky woman.
I certainly am.
Wrote a book called The 50-Mile Rule. As you know, well, you know what that is. If you're gonna cheat, make sure the person's outside the 50-mile radius.
Really?
I would think, because otherwise they might run into your spouse somewhere, or a friend of a friend might recognize you.
But then you got to do all that traveling. How do you do that?
Well, hey, that's your problem. It's
well, Robin, that's part of the challenge. And good morning, Robin. Good morning. Yeah, that's indeed part of the challenge. Your spouse and lover should live at least 50 miles apart, and they should never interact for any reason at any time.
Right. You got to make sure their worlds don't collide.
That's exactly right, because you have to keep a fair world separate from marriage world, or you are going to be in a world of hurt once you're found out.
And lots of people have undiscovered affairs. A lot of people are scared they're going to get caught, but there are definite ways not to get caught. Am I correct?
Oh, no, absolutely. But, you know, you really have to be smart about it, and you have to plan in advance. It's kind of one of the ironies about it is that to have a successful affair, you kind of take some of the spontaneity out of it. And, of course, some of the spontaneity is exactly what you're looking for, right. You know, in a relationship like that.
When I was married, I was not a cheating husband. I realized with the 50-mile rule, I would have to bang a chick in Ohio. So, me being on Long Island.
That's impossible.
Yeah, I just couldn't see getting away. But, now, you make a good point. Okay, here, let's go to the 20 rules to observe to ensure a safe affair. Number 1 rule?
Don't get caught.
Right.
Hey, come on.
Which, of course, is fairly obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people set themselves up for exactly that kind of thing.
Number 2 rule, safe sex.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, you
always wear a condom.
What about what if the chick just gives you oral? Still, that you could get some kind of disease, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last thing you want to do is to have your wife or your husband come back and say, gee, you know, it's really funny. I was at the doctor today and ended up having genital herpes. And it's like, where did this come from?
Right.
I've been with somebody for 12 years.
That's right. So you got to avoid that. Okay. Observe the 50-mile rule is number 3. Number 4. What does this mean? Compartmentalize your relationships.
Basically, what you need to do is to make sure that those worlds, just like you said, do not collide.
Number 6, lay out the ground rules first thing. So when you meet a broad...
Wait a minute. I'm not having any of this.
Wait a second. You meet a broad. Let's say I'm going to cheat on my wife, right?
Right.
I got to say up front to the broad that I meet, listen, I'm married. We're going to have to bang. I can't email you. You got to stay 50 miles away.
Hey, you see that line? You can't cross it.
Exactly.
How do you do that? That's uncomfortable.
That's so romantic.
It is very uncomfortable, but that is part of the price you pay for these kind of relationships. Because think about it. If you're out, you know, romancing somebody, you're having a great time, all of this stuff is going along great, and all of a sudden this person figures out that you're married, there's going to be hell to pay.
Right, so
they're
don't hide.
So disappointed.
Don't hide that you're married.
Exactly.
All right, no, and you're saying a lot of chicks will still go along with it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because they get a lot out of it. They get, you know, free meals. They get sometimes to go to exotic locations. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of this for the other partner.
And none of the crappy stuff of marriage, which is the boredom that sets in.
None of the heavy lifting, baby. You get all the good stuff. You get all the cream.
Right. Now, because you've been in an affair for years with a married guy, right?
Right, exactly.
And you love it.
And I love it because, you know, we go to all the neat places, we go and do all the cool stuff, and I don't have to, you know, pick up his stinky socks or do any of that stuff.
Do you ever get lonely, like around Christmas and stuff?
Well, I have other relationships. I use this is a supplement for me as well.
Okay.
I mean, I have other people that I see. But, you know, he's just like one more guy on the string. But I'll tell you, it is a pretty low-maintenance sort of relationship, and it works out great for both of us.
You recommend it?
Absolutely.
All right, you say no wholesale changes in your look or lifestyle. A lot of guys start having an affair. What do? They start combing their hair different?
And they start working out.
Exactly. Thank you, Robin. They start, trying to shape up. They start, changing their boxers to briefs and this kind of things, and start doing some things that basically are telegraphing to their spouse that something is definitely going on. You know, taking more care with their hygiene, or working late or not working late.
So be the same
more
slob.
solicitous of their spouse or less solicitous.
Right. You got to keep things the same.
Right. If you fart at dinner, continue to fart at dinner.
Thank you, Artie, for bringing up that very salient point.
Keep communication with your lover to a minimum. We were talking about this yesterday. No emails back and forth.
Right. And be very careful on your cell phone, for example. There was a great example that somebody told me about some guy that was out banging his girlfriend, and his cell phone, something happened, and his cell phone accidentally, was switched on. And the wife heard the whole thing because he was...
Whoa.
Wow.
You have to be very, very careful.
So how do you...
What about communication?
Yeah, you want to keep the chick on... Let's say it's the best poontang you ever had. I want to keep the chick on, in the loop.
String, right.
And you want to make sure not to, have things on your home computer, on your laptop. You want to make sure to have a separate cell phone number. You want to make sure to use calling cards and not use your home phone, that kind of thing. I mean, there are ways of doing this. You just have to be very cautious. Because remember, anything can be pulled off your computer. You guys were just talking about Pete Townsend.
Right.
People can go through and trace just about anything. And you really want to be careful that information is not sitting there stored and waiting for someone to pull off.
What about a lot of married guys try to pull it off by communicating through the office?
Yes, and sometimes that can work just fine, except for the fact that a lot of times they try to use their assistants as kind of a go-between.
And that brings too many people into the loop.
Precisely.
What's this? Be honest but not open.
That means basically what we're talking about, telling people up front that you're married and this is what you're looking for. You want to be honest with the person about what your intent is.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be open about, for example, what you do for a living, where you work.
Yeah, a few details, yeah. And what is this? Don't take affairs personally. What does that mean?
It means basically that in any given situation, there are many, many people out there that are appropriate for us. There's not just one person that's right for us. There are many people.
Right.
And if you are selected, let's say, you can't look at this and say, God, this person chose me, he chose me. Because he could have chosen, there could have been 100 people that he approached, and you just happened to be the person.
Right, so that when it ends and everything, don't start thinking, oh, man, I thought we were in love.
Or you don't make it your primary relationship.
Precisely.
Like, I hope he's going to leave his wife for me. And
Precisely, Robin. You have to put these things in context and understand that at some point or another, it probably is going to come to an end, and when it does, you just can't look at it as being a personal affront.
Hey, by the way, this is a good one. Make no promises. In other words, if you start trying to keep the chick on a string and go, you know what, don't worry, baby, I'm going to marry you someday. We're going to be alone. We're going to have a life together. And then when you break up with her, she'll be so bitter, she'll start, like, boiling rabbits in your house.
Or she'll be suing you for palimony.
Right.
Precisely. And I know, Robin, you've been covering a lot of these kinds of stories on the news. And, I mean, the key to this is that your affair partner is really your partner in deceit for a lifetime. You really are looking at this person as somebody who you are trusting to keep your secrets long after this relationship is over, and when they have no investment in keeping you happy.
Here's a couple also that are pretty obvious. Keep your affair secret. Keep your children out of your sex life. In other words, don't start, bringing the kids
Does this
pictures.
sound possible to you that you can't ever tell anybody? You can't... there's so many restrictions, you couldn't possibly carry this off.
Here's the thing.
It's a lot of work, Robin, and there are a lot of people who kind of look at this and say, this is so much work, in fact, that, I'm just going to stay safe at home because there's too much going on.
Yeah,
but
let me tell you something. The thing with the children is true. Yeah, you tell the person you have kids and stuff, but don't start giving them all the details and going into personal stories about the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And also remember that affairs are adult business.
Right.
And that your children should not be pulled into this. You shouldn't be bringing your girlfriend home or your boyfriend home. You should never be bringing an affair partner, to your house.
Or using the children to cover your affair, which is
as a
what
beard.
people do,
Precisely.
Money and gifts are a trap. Obviously, anything you give can be traced back to you.
Absolutely.
Know when to call it quits. When things are starting to get a little too intense emotionally, when people start to have feelings for one another, get the hell out, right?
Exactly, because what's going to happen then is that you're going to have a much harder time extracting yourself from the situation once there is a true emotional component involved.
Here's a good one.
And that is also the danger point. That's the point where people are going to turn around, just like you said, Howard, and be bitter and be pissed off, and then feel that they need to seek some measure of revenge.
So how do you get out of it gracefully?
Well, yeah, you got to, you know what, I'm going to tell you something. I've been thinking about this. The only way you can get out of it gracefully is to pick a partner who has as much to lose as you do. In other words, it'd be great to find another married person with a marriage that they can't walk away from or something, because the more they have to lose, the less likely when it does end, they're going to be like, oh, man, I'm keeping this. I don't want to blow it either, so we're all going to keep it quiet. That's a good one that I just wrote.
Well, dear, and you're absolutely right. And that's why sometimes it pays, if you're married, to just go out with another married person.
That's right.
Because that person also is going to live in fear that their spouse is going to discover what's going on. And so people are going to be much more likely to keep your secret. So, Howard, you're a genius. So you're a genius not only of, relationships in general, but of cheating.
Hey, by the way, here's a good one on your list. If discovered, deny, deny, deny. You are absolutely
Even if
right.
you're caught, like, red-handed?
Red-handed, you say, it's not what you think.
There's no girl here.
Deny, 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 and demand proof. Well, isn't Dennis Rodman the embodiment?
Dennis Rodman is perfect at this. When he was caught red-handed by Carmen Electra in bed with a girl, she said, what's that girl doing in your bed? And he turned to her with a straight face and said, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no girl in this bed. She goes, I see her right here. He goes, I don't see a girl.
What girl?
And
didn't she fall through the ceiling or something?
Yeah, another time he got caught, he said, hey, that girl just fell through the ceiling into my hotel.
I didn't ask her here.
I didn't ask her here. And he got away with it for a while.
Well, that's exactly it. So it's deny, 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 and and demand proof. And, of course, if proof is given, deny that, too.
All right, what about this one? Revenge is not an option. What does that mean?
That basically means that when you are the wronged party in a situation like that, this particularly pertains to, single women, when you are the wrong party or the wronged party in this situation, don't sit here and just say, well, let me see, how many ways I can screw this guy. If I can sneak into his house and put the videotape of our, sex romp into his kid's VCRs, so that he's turning on the Lion King, this kid, sees this other stuff. Take the high road. And just remember that somewhere down the road, if the guy has screwed you in this way, he is going to get screwed royally, and all of those chickens will come back to roost. So don't, sit and try to figure out ways of making this guy's life a living hell.
Yeah, because he can come back. He can come back and kill you.
Yes, he absolutely could.
And what about this one? Don't feel guilty. Yeah, where guys fall into the trap is they go, oh man, I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna confess.
I need to talk.
Never confess, right?
No, never confess. And you know the reason why? Because most of the time, certainly not all of the time. I mean, affairs can be the best thing that ever happened. Don't want to invest a lot of emotional energy in these things, because 5 years down the road, you probably won't even remember it. I mean, it'll be a masturbation fantasy if it's that.
Right. So you see where you run into trouble. I'm just reading some notes here on your book. You say, like, if you're having an affair with a chick and you go to the movies with her and you see a movie, somewhere down the line you might say to your wife, hey, remember when we went to see blah, blah, blah movie, Gangs of New York? That's how you get caught.
Exactly.
So what do you do? How do you avoid that?
Illusions. Well, you lie. You lie, and you really work hard to kind of keep those aspects of your life separate. What you're trying to do in an affair a lot of times is to express those aspects of your personality that you cannot express at home.
Right.
Because your spouse, is so used to you and is going to laugh at you if you say, oh, gosh, I'd like to try pottery or something like that. I mean, just things that, you would love to do that your spouse is going to take issue with.
Is good advice just don't talk to your wife? That way you can't screw up?
Well, actually, that's the way it ends up most of the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
But if you're going to go to the movie with your squeeze, you better take your wife to the movie the same week or something.
Well, that's probably not a bad idea. This is what my married boyfriend does. If we go and do something, he usually replicates it. Something like going to a movie. He usually replicates it at home because then it just solves that problem.
Well, you must be good in the sack if he's going to all that problem.
When you're watching the movie with your wife, avoid going, oh, wait, this is a good part.
This is a good part. I know one guy. This is the good part. Judith really liked it when I went to see it with her.
Yeah, this is a good, watch this, watch.
All right.
She gave me oral at this scene.
The book is geared mostly to men, and you say that half of all married men and women have cheated on their spouse at least one point during their marriages, and sometimes a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And you accurately describe 3 kinds of sex in a marriage. House sex, where you're newly married and you have sex all over the house. Bedroom sex, after you're married a while, you just have sex in the bedroom. And then hall sex. After you've been married for a while longer, you just pass each other in the hall and say, F you.
And that's the evolution of marriage right there for most people.
3 rings in the book. Engagement ring, wedding ring, and then suffering.
Sounds lovely.
Well, yeah, and...
Good to see Judith included Catskills jokes in her book.
You say
well, I'm sorry, Artie. I know those were oldies, but they're also goodies.
You say 10% of all children conceived within marital relationships are, in fact, not genetically related to their legal father.
Really? Yes, isn't that shocking?
Yeah, that's
a shocking statistic. Because what happens, there's something called sperm warfare that goes on, that if a woman has sex with two guys within a very short period of time, the sperm actually compete to fertilize the egg, and may the best man win.
Wow.
Sometimes the best man is not the husband.
Wow. Hey, and the other thing is, too, you say that most good men in America are married by 25 years old. Any sexually active adult beyond the age 25 would pretty much have to be an idiot not to realize how slim the chances are of finding someone really cool who you can spend the rest of your life with.
Exactly. So basically, that's kind of a warning to single people. If you meet somebody who just really seems great, you know, and is kind of in their 30s or 40s, chances are that person is taken.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's a miserable world out there for single people in a lot of respects. But it's a miserable world for married people, too. Look how much unhappiness there is.
There's also one other rule.
What?
Hide the book that you buy from your wife.
Yes, exactly.
Your cheating rule.
So when you buy Judith E. Brandt's book, The 50-Mile Rule, available where books are sold. For more information, go to the50milerule.com. Did you were married, right?
Yeah, I was married for 10 years.
Did you cheat during the marriage, or did your husband?
I didn't cheat, and I don't think he did, but the irony of all of this was that 3 days after I got back from my honeymoon, I met the guy at work that I probably should have married.
Really? You knew it was a mistake.
You know, it was a mistake because ultimately my husband and I got divorced anyway, so the question was, you know, should I not have taken this other guy for a test drive just to have seen, you know, what could have been?
And the guy that you're having an affair with, he's married how many years?
He's been married for 15.
15 years. His wife has no clue.
No clue. Never met her, never seen her. I've been in a couple of parties, you know, very large parties, like, you know, big events where she's been kind of like around, but I have made a very conscious effort not to come into contact with her.
How'd you meet this guy? Was he a business associate?
No, I actually met him at a sporting event.
And his wife somehow ends up at things that you go to?
Well, sometimes because he takes her along with him,
right.
You know, because it is part of kind of his social circle.
Yeah.
But I really make a supreme effort to kind of avoid her because it's simply not worth it. It's not worth, you know, seeing what the competition looks like, number one, but it's also not worth putting myself in a position where body language might give the two of us away.
Do you ever worry you get caught and she'll, like, do something to you?
No, not particularly, because I could probably take her on pretty easily. But it's like, what's the point? I'm not, you know, if it comes down to that, I mean, I'll walk away gracefully.
But you'll never put yourself into a position where you go on vacation, she's in one condominium, and you're...
No, I haven't done the Corbin Burnson routine.
Right. Is this, so
I keep things separate. I keep things very separate, and I think that's the key.
Are you
to
hot?
The strength of this relationship. Am I hot?
Yeah.
Well, dear, I'm not in Beth territory, I'll tell you that.
All right. No, but are you like, you got a nice body?
Yeah, I'm a cutie. And, I mean, after this book has come out, I've gotten, man, this has been like an aphrodisiac for men. They want to check out a woman that, you know, not only can write a book.
Nothing wrong with that. Lewis, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey, this is Judith E. Brandt. The book is 50-Mile Rule. Available.
Well, what she's doing is she's teaching everybody how to be dishonest,
That's
Howard.
right. That's absolutely
okay,
true.
and it's like lawyers. What do, Howard? A lawyer will tell you right off the bat, never admit liability, no matter, even if you smash your car into a busload of nuns, Howard. This lady is teaching American women how to be skanks. That's why America's going downhill, pal.
Well,
American women don't need me to teach them how to be bitches, man.
Listen, you are documenting your skankhood, so don't even try that, Miss Jew girl, okay? You sound like you're doing it for the money, and while you're on your back, the meter's running. Am I right, Artie?
Now, how do you know I'm Jewish?
Yeah.
Come on.
Are you Jewish?
Well, I'm half Jewish.
Well, half Jewish, yeah.
This guy's mad.
Dude.
I'll be at the Comedy Cellar, January 31st. Come on down and see me.
All right, thank you.
Later.
A lot of hostility there.
Well, what about that? You know, the thing is, look.
His wife probably read this book.
There's so many people cheating on, on their spouse. You might as well get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? You know, you guys were talking yesterday about Charles Kuralt, you know, and that the guy actually managed to have two families. Of course, the ultimately, though, you know, his legacy is going to be, people are not going to remember him for being a newscaster. They're going to remember him for pulling this off.
Yeah, I think he's amazing. I'll tell you the truth.
Nobody was going to remember him as a newscaster.
Hopefully my attitude about relationships will remain true, that when things are going bad, you just look the person in the eye and you say, look, it's not working. But, you know, there are people who can't do that. They kind of go, you know what?
But let's take another scenario. Nothing's going bad, but you meet somebody else.
You just need a little something.
It's a supplement, not a substitute. But
there
you know,
go.
The point that you're making, though, Howard, I mean, think about it. You know, people are so tied into these marriages. I mean, marriage is such a fragile foundation to build the kind of you know, edifice that people create. I mean, you have kids, you have this huge mortgage. A lot of people just cannot walk away.
They can't. It's a business arrangement, and they can't afford to walk away. It'll cripple them financially.
Exactly.
Jose, you're on
deny them their children, all of these kind of things, and people just cannot take that risk, and so they have to look for something on the side.
The institution of marriage almost encourages you to cheat, is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Certainly the way that it is, you know, organized today.
Yeah, they rope people in.
Are being devastated left and right by the demands that marriage puts on them.
Go ahead, Jerry. Or, let's see, Jose.
Yes, Howard, how are you?
What's up?
I've been doing it for almost 2 years already.
Cheating?
I've been happily married, but, I mean, things change after 10 years of marriage, man.
Right.
It's not the same, you know? And you see this nice little hottie, you know? I mean, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, and what's the harm? As long as you're discreet about it and you're not bringing stuff home. Don't bring home anything you can't wash off. You know?
She's married, I'm married. We've been doing it for 2 years.
Well, the harm, there is a harm. There is a harm. It does, if you are found out. And even, it also eventually leads to, I think, the breakup of a marriage. But
and you know what, Howard? I mean, you are absolutely right in that sense. I mean, it can have a really corrosive effect. There's no question about it. But there is also a difference.
Sometimes it helps.
A serial cheater and being somebody who's just looking for something on the side.
Right.
Once in a while.
Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps a guy stay in the marriage, and then he gets over it, and then he's happily married, I guess.
Well, let me ask you something. Would you suggest the serial kind of relationships as opposed to these long-term?
Oh, you mean like a serial marriage? Serial marriage?
No, she means
cheating.
Is it better to cheat with a lot of different girls? You know, they keep loving and dumping.
Relationships.
I'll answer that. I think it would be. I think it's better to have a relationship even in your cheating, because if you keep dumping people that frequently, someone's going to turn around and turn you in.
Absolutely, the risk is really great when you are casting a wide net like that.
Yeah, especially with all the kooks out there.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, real good. Okay, so the book is Judith E. Brandt's book, The 50-Mile Rule, available where books are sold. For more information, go to 50milerule.com. That's 50milerule.com. All right, Judith, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Well,
she's got a lot of info, that broad, about cheating.
According to my map, Morristown, New Jersey is 50 miles away.
Yeah, can you give, outside of Manhattan, the 50-mile radius? There you go. Mike, you're on the air.
Yeah, you know those 4 little words, man? It's cheaper to keep it.
Well, absolutely. Any guy who's married, and this is why I think marriage is completely screwed, because I think marriage encourages you to cheat, because the penalty financially is so high that guys just go, you know what? I'm not leaving my house to go live in a small apartment with a hot plate.
Yeah, you'll never be able to get a girl the way you'll have to live.
And the guy goes, I love my kids. I want to see them because the courts totally screw you. That does encourage you.
You won't have any money to date.
Yeah, I know a guy who had to go back to his wife because he was living with a hot plate. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, he didn't want to be with her, but he said, my God, I'm living like I'm in goddamn Afghanistan here.
I think the key is to marry someone who's really dumb. So when you say someone fell out of the ceiling,
she believes
they go with it.
They go, yeah, well, we got to fix that ceiling.
Yeah, that could lead to marital problems, that ceiling.
Got to marry a hot, retarded chick.
Okay, let's go to Mike. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, Howard, I think Artie's right. But you see, you got to marry some chick from the other side. You can't marry an American girl because they're ruined with all these laws and everything else like that. Because let me tell you something.
Laws.
Law has ruined the institution of marriage. On the other side, like a girl from South America, she listens. I mean, you don't got to hit her unless she deserves it. But, they listen, and that's the key.
What a sensitive man you are. Thank you for the call. Jerry, go ahead. You're on the air.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
You know, the Suchi Mom is making it sound like too much work. It should be easier to just get a prostitute, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would. You know, prostitutes though for guys, it's a real bummer when you have to go to a prostitute. When although even in a dating situation you're always paying, but the fact of the matter is, the hooker thing is just real depressing.
There must be like a special kind of guy who can go to a hooker and have a good time because he doesn't care that she's not really into him.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? I would think, though, going to one of these, as he says, Japanese massage girls and getting some hand release can help you out a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that's fun.
That's okay. You don't mind that. You think you could handle that?
Yeah, I think I would like that.
We have to ask Artie about that, right, Artie?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Right.
I know of a great massage parlor 51 miles from here.
Well, let's go to, who's this? I don't know. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Hey, when she was talking about all the technology and stuff that you guys, that you're able to be caught with cell phones and emails and everything, a buddy of mine a few weeks ago just bought a brand new Mercedes, an S500. And in that thing, they have that onboard command system thing, the navigation deal, whatever. Well, apparently his wife knew more about the car than he did. He was out all night. She called that 1-800-MERCEDES number, and they can locate the car, kind of like LoJack, but they tell you exactly where the friggin' car is.
Oh,
goodness.
You're kidding me.
And so he got, she was like, hey, where's my car? I can't find it. And, she kind of reported it like it was stolen, but I just need to locate my car. They gave her the address. She drove over there. His car is there. She knocks on the door, and there it comes, right out the door with a robe on. Stone cold busted.
Moral of the story, buy a Chevy.
Yeah, these expensive cars will just get you into trouble.
Yeah.
They don't have that in the Cavalier.
Too much. Well, there it is. The rules of cheating. If you're going to go that route, 50milerule.com. And find out about the book, 50 Mile Rule. Whew. Wow. Yeah, go ahead, FX. You're on the air.
What's up, Howard?
Hi.
Hey, I can't get over the deal that went down this weekend with Stuttering John. What do you think about that? I mean, do you think he reacted properly or what?
Mr. X, you mean? Robin's boyfriend?
Yeah.
No, I think he overreacted. I think
No. I mean, how John
I think John shouldn't fart at the table with a bunch of people, but I thought Mr. X had an overreaction of pouring water on them. Yeah, I would say.
I would think it would have made you uncomfortable.
What, the farting?
No, Mr. X's reaction, because John's a friend of yours. You know John. You know how he is, but I don't know. I just, it reminded me of OJ. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I hate to say that. I know Mr. X is a good guy and everything, but
very good guy.
It seems like he may have some kind of a, I don't know.
Anger issue.
Yeah.
Well, OJ did start with water, Robin.
And a lot of people don't know this, but Nicole did fart that night at dinner. Look out! And, look, that's
the
gross.
door's open. Please leave.
Thank you for weighing in on that. Mike, go ahead. You're on the air. Yeah, Mike. No, Mike. Let's go to, Shuli, our old friend Shuli.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, Howard, I talked to you before about that Bravo channel.
Yes.
Inside the Actor Studio, that show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, they got those 8 questions at the end of the show, and they're like the most pretentious questions.
Yeah, I don't even know the 8 questions, but
You've never stayed till the end?
No.
But they're silly questions.
Yeah, I wrote them down. I wanted to ask you and see what you thought, what your answers were.
Go ahead.
All right, number 1, what makes you laugh?
See, I'd be stumped already. Right. Well, let me tell you, what's the name of the host of that show?
James Lipton, I think.
Mr. Lipton, the A1 ass kisser of all time.
He should have a cape, that guy. He's like super ass kisser.
I'll tell you what makes me laugh, the Three Stooges. That makes me laugh.
Howard, what makes you cry?
Lilies on a pond. What makes me cry? When I think about my father.
Howard, what's your favorite sound?
The sound of the sound of John's fart, and then the water on his lap. What's your favorite sound, he asked?
Yeah, wait, this is great.
You know what? Who the hell has a favorite sound? My favorite sound kind of ties in with what makes me laugh. I like the sound of a deaf guy trying to speak English.
Well, a lot of them say children laughing.
Yeah, children laughing. Pete Townsend
When are you
saying?
Yeah, look at where it got him.
Howard, what's your least favorite sound?
My least favorite sound? Tom's voice. Tom Chisano's voice.
Howard, what turns you on?
What turns me on?
Yeah.
Beth.
Howard, what turns you off?
Artie.
Good, you're normal.
Howard, what's your favorite curse word?
Easy. Hate. Hate.
No, he means like a four-letter word.
No, I know. I'm just...
Hate.
I'm trying to be like an actor, like a serious actor. Hate does, Robin.
Four-letter word.
Four-letter word? What four-letter word don't I like or like?
What's your favorite curse word if you have to pick a curse word?
The F word. Because I like it.
And the final question, Howard, hypothetically, if there's a heaven, when you get there, what would you like to hear God say to you?
I'd like to hear God say, Shuli is a sea sucker. And then follow it up with the F word.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night from the Actors Studio. Thank you, Shuli.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
I just, you know this whole SUV boycott thing that's going on?
Yeah.
I read this. I got this article off the internet that outs these celebrities that are behind the boycott but yet have SUVs.
Yeah, I read that on the air yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
About Norman Lear. He's got the 21-car garage.
But he's against. He's for the environment.
Yeah, he's totally for the environment.
And the big gas guzzlers. I drive an SUV, but I'm not trying to clean up the environment.
Yeah, I sometimes think about it, and then I go fill up.
Yeah. I took out a loan the other day to fill up.
I know, those things are...
They are expensive.
They are gas guzzlers.
Yeah. All right, hey, Shuli, I got to go, dude.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
That's Shuli.
Shut James Lipton up immediately.
Hey, Howard. I'm sorry, Artie.
I thought I hung up on you, Shuli.
No, Howard, I just want to say I got a comedy show this Friday out here in Vegas.
Really?
At the New City Theater, and every Friday night I'll be doing it there. I'm hosting the show.
All right.
People come on out, New City Theater.
Look at Shuli getting into the show business.
Hey, it's a new year.
Hey, now.
Hey, now. Sorry, Artie, what was that?
If you want to shut James Lipton up at the beginning of that, what makes you laugh? Kitty porn? Good night from the Actors Studio.
Got it with you.
Damn you.
All right, look, I got to take a break. When we come back, I got a whole bunch of onions to play for you. Got to read your email.
Nice.
We're over at the American Music Awards. Our reporter, Gary Garver, was down there.
Oh, wonderful.
And also, we've got a great game for you. Maybe we'll just play it here in the studio.
What's that?
Well, we're going to give you a quote, and you have to decide if Mike Tyson or George Bush said it.
Oh, I like that.
It's a great game. We'll be back right after these words.
Like my mother. Howard Stern.
Stern. All right. A bunch of stuff. We're going to get to Winfred's money in a second, and also we're going to figure out who said what, Mike Tyson or George Bush. Final week of the Hot 25 on E. Tonight's number 4, the dirty, nasty, and sexy co-eds of VoyeuxDorm.com, bobbing for tampons, peeing in a litter box, and hot lesbian action tonight on E. Very, very big week on E because we're into the top, I don't know, the top 5 this week.
Counting down to number 1.
Counting down to number 1. Everyone is excited about what is number 1.
Can't imagine.
I'm pretty sure it's not Nicole Bass.
She hasn't shown up in any of the 25, has she?
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't.
Was number 1 me and High Pitch Eric on the treadmill?
No.
Damn it.
Boy, the guys from Bally's just gave me a nice birthday gift.
Oh, what'd they give you?
Bally's Total Fitness gave me a $500 gift certificate at Mercer Kitchen Restaurant.
Ooh, you love that place.
Yeah, well, I tell you, 500. I might have to take someone.
You could take a couple of people.
At least 4.
Someone's getting an extra appetizer.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Give me 2 of those little truffle pizzas.
Hey, those are good.
Extra truffles. Maybe I'll take John and Mr. X with me.
Oh, boy. There's an exciting night.
Yep.
The 500 could pay for the broken chair over John's head.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll have to take my buddies out to dinner. Beth's leaving me for the weekend. She's got to go to L.A., do some stuff.
She's got a job.
Got a job, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to get along with the dog alone?
Well, a couple of days I'm actually, my breeder is going to take care of her because I've got to do some stuff with my family. I'm doing my family birthday party.
Uh-huh.
And,
So you're taking the dog back?
Not back, but...
Yes, you are.
Well, I need help. The dog is on antibiotics, so she pees 24 times a day, so it's very, very vigorous. But either that or tranquilizer for the weekend. Things are going great with the dog,
Tranquilizer? Why would you have to tranquilize?
I'm joking.
Oh.
Things are going great with the dog.
Yeah, but you've never been alone with the dog.
No, that I couldn't handle.
You're going to be alone, though, right? For a couple of days at least.
Yeah, well, I can handle. But the dog is very easy. You know what? I was doing too much.
We'll see.
I was doing too much. This dog requires 0 exercise.
But you have to take the dog down every 2 hours now.
Yeah, you do. It's hard.
I can handle things. I'm smart.
And do you know how to administer the antibiotic?
Yeah. It's very easy. I slip it to her in her food.
All right, it's nothing you have to put into her mouth.
No, but I had it one time. One time I had to just put it in her mouth. I did it. You just push it down the back of the throat and let her go for it.
All right.
Whoa.
But no.
That's sexy.
Any cleaning of the tail needing to be done?
I've done that. I've cleaned the folds. I've done it all.
All right.
I've done it all.
Okay.
I'm not that bad. I'm telling you.
I'm just waiting to see what happens. Unfortunately, we won't have the experience of an entire weekend.
I do need Beth to care for the dog with me. I'll admit that.
Oh, chicks are just better at that, you know?
They sure are.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Beth is so good at it. I'm like, I wish she would show me this kind of attention. Hey, look. It's the new year, and I was going to do a show where we basically went over the year's events and what the highlights of the year were.
Right.
And I was looking at the list, and I was like, some of these things you don't want to remember, but I would like to mention someone who I think every year I should mention.
Who?
And it'll shock you that I mentioned his name. I mentioned the name Abbie Hoffman. I was thinking about him the other day. Just popped into my mind like that. He used to be...
He wasn't here last year.
No, he wasn't here last year. He's been dead a while now, but I wanted to mention him because I think too many people forget about the guy. I considered him to be a hero. A protester against the war in Vietnam. Our government got us in and refused to get us out. A guy who was always a revolutionary, looked out for the environment. I liked him. And I miss him, and I'm remembering him here on the radio. Abbie Hoffman. You can remember anyone you want right now, Robin. Now's your chance.
Well, see, now, you had time to think about it.
That's
Abbie.
True. You want to think of someone?
I'll think about it.
I did that as a deflection so you couldn't say my thing was stupid. You have to come up with one of your own.
That's nice.
But I remember Abbie.
Wait a minute. You were talking about updating from just last year.
I know, and the only thing I come up with is Abbie Hoffman. No, there was a couple of things. Like I could have played you Artie and Dana meeting. It's been a year.
Right. That's right. They experienced their anniversary.
Benji had a whole list of things. I don't even remember. We had a list of stuff that we were going to do, but ultimately...
But Abbie was what you decided.
I thought of Abbie. I did. I liked Abbie a lot. And I miss him. Yeah. I thought he was a good guest.
He was definitely a good guest.
He was great on here.
And he was a free thinker, and you need more people like that in the world. Guys who are out there. And I liked him. And that's who I thought of. All right, F you all.
What?
I'm trying to be a little bit...
I'm wiping a tear from my eye.
You know what song makes me emotional?
What?
That Stain song they played this morning. I'm on the outside.
What makes you cry? The Stain song.
It doesn't make me cry so much.
I'm only referring back to the 8 question.
Yeah,
Just makes you what?
I like it.
Abbie Hoffman?
Maybe, I don't know. So I'm not even sure what the song is. All right, good song. Winfred's Money is up next. Martin Lawrence is coming in. Can't wait to talk to him.
Oh, yeah. I hope he has a better explanation for us than he's had on these little clips I've been playing of how that coma has helped him.
Yeah. What's his problem?
Yeah, we gotta sit him down and get him we gotta sort of hold him down, wrestle him down.
Get him to really answer our questions.
Okay, before Winfred's Money, just real quick, that James Van Prague dude, the guy who he can talk to the dead.
He's another one who talks to the dead.
Yet another guy who can talk to the dead. He was on Larry King, and Larry King treats him seriously. Oh. Listen to this.
Just so people who may not know James Van Prague get back to this a little. How did this all begin for you communicating with the beyond?
Well, when I was a little boy, I used to see spirit all the time. I used to see colors around people. And I used to see forms
aura,
around.
They call it, right?
Well, yeah, I guess you'd call it an aura.
All these guys talk fast because they don't want you really to concentrate too much on what they're saying.
Please don't stop and listen to what I'm saying.
But in those days, as a kid, I just saw colors, bright colors, dark colors around different people. And I would begin to see just beings, people around them. And I thought every kid could do this. Every kid had this ability. It wasn't until much later on in my life that I found that not everyone had this ability.
You can tell he's told this story like a million times, and the faster he tells it, the less you concentrate on it being absurd. He saw colors around people. You would immediately think that if some kid started talking about colors around people, that the family would have either had him admitted into a psychiatric unit or at least investigated it. Hey, Mom, those people, they're colored. What? Colored? How do you like Larry?
Going along with it.
Going along, buying into the...
He told a lot of stories.
Yeah, you know what? Larry's told more absurd stories than James Van Praagh. Larry's story about knowing Sandy Koufax and not knowing him. Larry saying he was only married 5 times, but he's married 8. Larry bouncing the bad check. Larry.
You gotta go along.
Larry proposing and unproposing. So I guess him and James Van Praagh have that in common. They both have whacked out stories. It's true. Larry King would be the guy to accept James Van Praagh.
I guess you'd call it an aura.
An aura.
Yeah.
All right, let's meet the contestant for Win Fred's Money.
I didn't.
We're playing. Come on in, dude. Oh, look at this guy all serious. Dude, you got a suit on. You got the egghead glasses on. You're serious about this game.
You gotta be smart, right?
Yeah. You look like a smart dude.
Got to go to work soon.
What do you do for a job?
I work for a manufacturing company. We make small plastic parts for appliances and cars, things like that.
But what do you do?
I'm our national sales manager.
What makes you think you're so smart that you could beat Fred?
Play against him in the car, do pretty well most of the time.
Anyone ever tell you have an aura or colors around you?
You know, I'm starting to get that a lot lately.
Well, let me... are you a married guy?
No.
How old a guy are we looking at?
29.
29 years old. You're already a national sales manager. So you're pretty bright in business. But are you bright when it comes to general knowledge? Can you win Fred's money? How much money are we playing for today? $10,000.
From?
Bally's.
Yes, from Bally's, Fred. You're right again. Look how Fred knows everything. Wow. Fred's money is provided by Bally Total Fitness and its new weight management program, which is very successful. Call 1-800-FITNESS and get yourself on the program. Call now.
Did Fred, his competition, know that?
Yeah. Nice, eh?
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Big boy, what are you an athlete? You play sports?
Used to.
Yeah?
Yeah, I played football at Rutgers.
Football at Rutgers.
Whoa.
You know who played football at Rutgers?
Your buddy Marco.
Marco Battaglia.
Did he? I didn't know Marco went to Rutgers.
We played together the whole time.
You did.
Was he any good?
Marco? Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Now he's on the Steelers and you're selling car parts.
There you go.
All right, here we go, Fred. Get into your little booth. It's time to see if our new friend Adam really does have what it takes to beat Fred. Fred's very confident. Not too confident. He goes in the room. He is in isolation. All right, put on your music. Get Fred set up so he can't hear any of the questions. We wouldn't want to be accused of cheating.
In there.
Things were still up in there.
I think this guy's got a shot. I don't know why.
Thanks, Artie.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we even have to give any of Fred's money away last year?
I think once Fred was beaten.
Yeah?
I think once in a year he was beaten. And one time, oddly enough, Cabby beat him, but he couldn't take the money.
I know.
Because he was an employee. All right, Adam. It's time to play Win Fred's Money. I think you know the rules, but I'll refresh your memory. 7 questions. I'll give you the 7 questions. You got a minute on the clock. If you want to pass a question, you can pass. At the end of the questions, I'll say, do you want to go back? But keep in mind, if you go back, you eat up more time on the clock. In the event of a tie, we go to the clock. You understand the rules?
All set.
You're all set. What is it, Gary, please?
I have one question about the rules that Adam asked me.
Yes.
If you go back,
yes,
right, on when he passed, can he change an answer that he already gave?
Yeah,
I said he could do anything.
Do whatever you want. You're just eating up time, that's
right.
all. Yeah, sure, why not? Do whatever you want. I still say you won't win. Here we go. The clock will start when I start the first question. Who was the first woman to fly an airplane solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
In theater, which British composer scored both Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats?
Pass.
In the Dr. Seuss story, Horton hears a who. What kind of animal is Horton?
An elephant.
Which three-word Latin phrase translates to I came, I saw, I conquered?
Veni, vidi, vici.
Which is the world's tallest waterfall?
Victoria Falls.
In computer terms, what does the acronym DOS or DOS stand for?
Disk Operating System.
Which animal represents the declining stock market?
Bear.
Do you want to go back?
No.
Stop the clock. 41 seconds. You got 5 right.
That's a good score.
Not bad at all. In theater, which British composer scored both Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats? It was Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Lloyd Webber, yeah.
You passed on that one. That was the answer. And you got a whole bunch right.
What's the other one?
Which is the world's tallest waterfall is Angel Falls. Everything
Where's
else,
that?
I don't know. South America? Okay. South America. Well, let me tell you something. You got everything else right. That's not
amazing.
bad. 41-second 5 right. I think you might be taking some of that Bally's money home, that $10,000.
I don't think so, though.
You think Fred can do it?
The Andrew Lloyd Webber, Fred will surely know.
All right.
And he probably knows all the other ones you know.
All
so
right.
let's see.
All right, listen, keep your game face on, and let's not tell Fred anything. That'll give you a nice advantage.
You know, he did very well. You can sit there and look very confident, actually.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. All right.
Hey there, how are you?
Oh, here we go. All right, Fred, you're playing against Adam.
All right.
It's your time to shine. Fred is keeping his game face on, and so is Adam. Adam's not letting any clue as to how he did.
Fair enough.
All right, Fred, are you prepared?
Let's go.
Look how prepared you are.
Look at him.
Confident.
Relaxed. I feel like a plastic salesman.
Who was the first woman to fly an airplane solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Amelia Earhart.
In theater, which British composer scored both Jesus Christ Superstar and Cats?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
In the Dr. Seuss story, Horton Hears a Who, what kind of animal is Horton?
An elephant.
Which three-word Latin phrase translates to I came, I saw, I conquered?
Veni, vidi, vici.
Which is the world's tallest waterfall?
Victoria Falls.
In computer terms, what does the acronym DOS stand for?
Disk Operating System.
Which animal represents a declining stock market?
The bear.
Let's stop the clock at 36 seconds. You got
What
6
did I
right,
tell you?
and you win.
Yeah.
It was close.
What was the SAT score?
Oh, what was that, sir?
1240.
What's the IQ again?
Somewhere around 150.
Okay, thanks.
Well, here, you only beat him by 1, Fred. He did do very well.
But the thing is, I beat him.
You not only did you beat him, Fred, I'll tell you another statistic. You got 6 right, he got 5. He did it in 41, you did it in 36.
Yes.
Better than by 1, Robert.
Is that right? You have an IQ of 150?
I think so, yeah.
Now you're wondering if you do.
Yeah, now I'm starting to question it.
And at Rutgers, were you a bench warmer?
Fred seems really bitter this morning.
Were you bitter because you read his email?
I read his email.
What did he write?
He's a real sea-sucker, this guy.
Why?
Oh!
Real boastful?
Yeah, real boastful.
Me?
You!
What did I say?
Well, you should show him his
I never sent anyone an email.
No, not an email, but there was like a his little pre-interview notes. And I know that they said when he came in, you were already picking a fight with John. Were you and John mixing up something?
No, as a matter of fact, and it's kind of interesting. I saw John about 8 years ago in Atlantic City at a Jackie Martling show.
Yes.
And he looked horrible.
John.
It's amazing how much that guy has turned around.
He looks better.
I didn't even recognize him.
But, Fred, your hostility, you really wanted to beat him.
In his thing, he said he came to see my band once and we were horrible.
I see. That's what did it.
Actually, no, I didn't.
That was the word.
I didn't come to see it.
Unless someone...
I was paid to be there. I was bouncing at the bar you played at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it was horrible. I actually asked for more money that night.
There you go.
Fred's band was horrible.
Let's see. So that IQ of 150 has really done you well. You're bouncing at bars.
Well, there you go.
That was a long time ago, Fred.
Yeah.
Fred, what is your IQ?
You moved up.
Any idea what your IQ?
I don't know. I went to Manchester Community College, but I still beat this guy.
Well, you beat him, and you gave him a sound thrashing.
Listen, Adam, next time you see Cats, read the playbill.
Read a book once in a while, Adam.
Fred, you got them all right except for Angel Falls is the world's tallest waterfall. And I kind of even screwed you up with my pronunciation there. But all right, there you go. I want to thank Adam for playing. I also want to thank Bally's Total Fitness for providing the $10,000 prize for Winfred's money. Adam, you walk out penniless.
Sorry.
No parting gifts?
No parting gifts. Do we have any parting gifts?
Yeah, I could give him something.
Give him a little something.
Fred said a boot in the ass.
How about a Fred CD?
How about a 1-year membership to Bally Total Fitness?
There you go.
Outstanding.
That's nice.
Very nice. You're walking away a hero.
Excellent.
All right, good for you. Now get the hell out of here. You lost. You're a loser.
You empty-headed.
You're nobody. All right.
They don't know. Don't piss off Fred.
No. Yeah,
before the game.
Never piss off Fred.
Although that actually made me do very well today. So.
Now, next up is Martin Lawrence. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes. But, boy, he had a major meltdown in Hollywood.
Yeah. Remember, but even before he ran on the beach with the rubber suit, he was running down the streets of L.A. waving a gun.
Yeah, well, we're going to get an explanation for all of that. We've been waiting a long time for that explanation. Yeah. What is it, Gary?
Are you ready for Martin?
I thought we were going to take a break and then... What?
You know, the funny thing is he's got to be out by 8:40.
8:40?
Oh, my goodness.
What, is he crazy?
Maybe he has to go research.
Yeah. Maybe
we got to do a speed round interview.
What's he busy doing?
Who knows?
All right, bring in Martin Lawrence, and then I'll do the commercial break after I talk to him.
All right, I'll run into my booth.
Go into your booth, Robin. You might want to be in there. Martin Lawrence, I don't even know what he's promoting.
I think a movie called National Security.
No, it's a book, How to Cheat on Your Wife. Oh, no, actually, that was our last guest. Martin Lawrence is a big star. I know he gets a lot of money for those movies. Like $10 million a movie.
I heard 20.
$20 million a movie. Martin Lawrence, there he is.
He gets $20 million?
How you doing? He gets $20 million a movie.
Wow.
What's up, dog?
How you doing? Come on, take a seat. Relax. No pressure here, my brother.
Don't rush me, man. Let me come in here and chill with you white boys, man.
We're the whitest white boys.
That's right. That's right. What's happening?
Hey, how you been?
Good, man. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. You know,
You look healthy.
With you guys.
You look healthy.
I feel healthy, man, you know.
You got everything going for you. Are you making $20 million a film?
Hey, listen, man, I'm not in here to talk about the change. How much you making, man?
Well, I'm making good money, but I don't make $20 million a film.
All right, well, hey, I got to look at my pay stub.
I mean, it's widely reported. Is it $20 million, Robin?
I can't imagine that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Right.
Long time no see.
Yes, it is.
Why they got you behind the glass?
I don't know.
You don't want nobody to be able to get to you, that's why.
She heard you were crazy.
They said you were wearing a Clippers
jacket. That's why she behind there. You know, we got root for underdogs, baby.
Talk to me about the bling-bling around your neck. You have some very expensive jewels around your neck. What is
man,
that?
These are my dog tags, Howard. You know, got my daughters on them. And
those are diamonds?
I go to war for my babies, man.
Those are diamond dog tags.
Well, at least that's what they told me, you know.
And that's got to be worth what? What is an accessory like that?
I don't even know. I don't even really get into it.
You don't?
If I like it, I buy it, and damn what it's worth.
You don't even care?
Hey, man, no, I don't.
Your movies are successful. That means when you're on the movie set, you can have anything you want. Isn't that true? Let us into your world.
Well, not all the movies are successful. Every time you put out a movie, you know, you hope that it does well because it's in the marketplace.
The one where you were dressed as a woman was very successful.
Yeah, Big Mama's House.
Big Mama's House.
But then there was that one with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, What's the Worst That Can Happen, and Black Knight.
No good?
Yeah, they did all right. I thought they were good movies. You know, I was trying something different.
People didn't want to buy a black man during the time of night. I don't know.
In medieval times.
What is wrong with
we got to change that, Robin. We got to change that. Howard, together, you can change that,
What was the premise? That the black man was, what was he doing?
He went in the water and kind of got, you know, drowned or something and woke up in medieval times. That one cracked
I like it.
So you're like,
if you would put it that way, I would have gone and seen that one. And before we, listen, you deal with this stuff head on, but we want to get to the bottom of all the crazy stuff. What happened to you? Did the pressure get to you? Is that what happened?
Nah. I was smoking some good ganja.
What are you into? You into weed?
Yeah, I was smoking some good weed at the time. I don't mess with it.
Out in California, the weed's amazing.
Hey, man, the chronic was off the hook at the time.
Let me say something about that.
But everybody can't smoke it, so I found out it ain't for me, Howard.
I don't know if you're joking about this or you're covering up or what, but I have smoked weed. I have smoked weed in California, and I swear to you, it is not regular weed. There's something going on with this weed.
Hey, man, that's the day I was running down Ventura. That's what the weed told me. Something's going on. Jog, run down the street real fast right now.
Had you smoked weed your whole life and then all of a sudden encountered California weed?
No, I didn't start smoking weed till like in my 20s, you know.
And did you have any problem with weed in your 20s? It was fine.
Nah, for me, I guess it was never. I thought it was fine, but you know, then when
did you get paranoid when you used to smoke weed?
Yep.
I always had issues with it, and yet you continue to smoke it. That's what I did because you can't believe.
Is telling you it's not me.
No,
I got paranoid and very hungry.
You did. And this particular day, now, I think you were smoking the weed when you ran in the jogging suit made out of plastic, right?
I think I had a sip of herb that morning.
And so is that
there were a lot of things leading up to that. There was something about, like, you were one of those people who tried to get guns through an airport.
Yeah.
Now, why would you try to do that?
Because it just wasn't a good thing to do, and it was such a bad... Just crazy. It was just not. It was asinine. It was crazy. I thought it was a normal thing to do. So here I am, and then I'm looking, and he said, "Why do you have this?"
So let me understand this, right? But don't use the S word so much because then we get bleeped.
Good.
All right.
I designed it for you to get bleeped. How long you think I've been in the game, Howard? Come on, baby.
Well, you're not upset about these questions, are you?
Not at all.
You deal with this stuff in your comedy act.
Man, I think. Hey, look, and nothing nobody could do to me that I haven't done and talked about. So
let me understand something, because I really do want to understand this.
Yeah.
So when you get arrested for holding a gun, in other words, you're a guy who owns guns. I own guns.
Yeah.
So you own guns, right?
Well, I mean, at the time, you know, but I don't even get in that. Yeah, I don't even.
Another bleep.
Bleep that
bleep
one.
Away.
Bleep that one. I designed it. I've been in this game for a long time.
Why be bleeped? We want to know your answer.
Well, they would know the answer. I seen have people out here with their ass out and doing all the crazy stuff.
No, wait a second. I really want to understand this. Hold it. This is good stuff. This is a good interview.
Okay, good.
You're keeping it real. You're telling me that, okay, so let's say you have a gun.
Yes.
All right. So your mind slips and you go, you know what, I'm used to carrying a gun. I'll stick it in my suitcase so that I can get on the plane with it and take it to my next location.
Yeah, just, you know,
you forget.
I think when you're smoking the herb and the paranoia gets you, think everybody's out to get you. You think that's all is what always goes with success. And so you just, you know, it's just a bad choice. And it was a bad choice at that time.
Right.
So I wouldn't recommend it.
So you won't own guns now, or you do?
Well, I mean, listen, man. Hey,
what?
No, I mean, you know, if you ask me if I own them, you know, nah. But
no?
But I can't tell you what happened if you come through my door.
Good answer.
And that's real.
Right.
So then the next
Don't
thing
bleep
I
it. That's
think
right.
we heard was the running up and down. You were running through traffic.
Yeah,
just running right down the street off the set of a movie.
Yeah. Robert in the bulletproof booth. Yeah, off the set of a movie. Yeah, but you're right. But you know what it was? It was like early morning. I was filming all night, and then got up and hit this joint that was like, off the hook.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I went to get something to eat for the wife at the time, and then something said, run real fast right now. And I was just in traffic doing like that.
So you had a series of bad breaks because of pot.
Well, I would say I was, pot, just, pressures and things, and, success, being new to me, not knowing how to deal with things and just making bad choices. But, I'm here to say I've grew from that, and I'm still here. I'm still in the game. What's up? I'm still in the game.
What's the pressure? The pressure is that you got to keep making the big movie, supporting the entourage.
And once you get to a point in your life and you understand that you make the success doesn't make you.
Now,
I think you can enjoy, what you've been blessed to do, and that's what I try to do now.
Did the marriage have anything?
Hey, I'm sure it had its own pressures, but that was then, this was now. I done moved on, Robin.
How long were you married?
I was about a year and something, maybe.
A year?
Yeah,
How the hell's that happen?
Hey, how long have you been married?
I was married 20. So you're single now?
I have a beautiful woman, yes, lady,
girlfriend,
which is my wife. You got
married?
No, we don't have the paperwork, but we are married.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I got to say that.
Don't say it.
Why? Because I'm owe her something?
Yes, you are.
Well, she treats me so good. Anything she gets, she can have.
Really? Who is this broad?
Hey, she ain't a broad.
Who is the girl? Who is this girl?
This is my lady.
Really?
She knows who she is.
What's she do? She in the business?
No, she isn't. No.
Yeah. Is she a black woman?
She's a black woman, yeah. She's mixed.
Well, what's the mix? What's the breakdown on that?
You know, black and white.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Light-skinned black woman?
We're spreading love all over the world.
Lighter skinned than Eddie Murphy's woman?
No, don't leave my dog out of it. That's my partner, man. Eddie. Man, you better leave Eddie alone, man.
I'm not doing anything on the street. I'm not doing anything to him. I think his wife's fine.
Yeah, leave her alone. They are beautiful people, man. They're friends of mine.
No,
so
Eddie's my friend.
Else.
I grew up in the same neighborhood.
So let's go somewhere else.
What are you talking about? I grew up in the hood, my brother.
Ask me the question. You want to ask me a question about me? Ask me.
Well, I'm just saying, is your woman lighter skinned than Eddie's wife?
I don't get into that. I love her for her. I don't give a damn.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying to understand.
How'd you meet her?
How'd you meet her? Was she a model of some kind?
No, I met her through some friends, and I'm very happy.
I bet you are. I bet she's hot.
There was one other tabloid story.
I bet you are. Come on. Stop the effort. What's the matter with you?
Hey, I said, yes. Y'all, this should be the show that Martin came on Howard's show and was saying F words and all that.
But they believe me. They take out the whole sentence.
And maybe they banned me like they did back when I did Saturday Night Live.
No, but
I can't do Howard's show no more.
No, I like having you on here, but when you use the F word, they take out your whole sentence. They just obliterate.
Do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not like the Osbourne.
Well, good. They could take that out.
Yeah, but people miss what you're saying then.
I know. Well, hell, that would be the first time.
Stuff.
It won't be the first time they miss what I said.
Is it hard for you to talk without using the F word?
Nah.
I had to train myself. I use a lot of profanity.
It's
not hard for me at all. It's my choice. I've been blessed to be able to make people laugh both ways.
So you're intentionally using the F word to get yourself bleeped?
No, it just came natural. I feel like I'm on Howard Stern and I'm in such a natural, real forum.
You're keeping it real.
I'm just keeping it real, just letting it flow like that. I can't talk like this with Tom Brokaw.
Let's clear this one up then. There was a story in the tabloids before this lady.
Why do you read the tabloids, Robin?
Because they're interesting.
Wait, because they're interesting?
They're great.
No, you read them too.
Yeah, I take a look and go, oh, why do they got to say that?
Well, it's funny stuff. What did they say? I don't even know.
It is funny stuff. It is funny.
They said that you were with a very young woman.
How young?
Very young.
Yes.
Robin, I can't even entertain that negative stuff. Yeah, because I don't even get down like that. I got 3 daughters.
Okay.
I can't even entertain that.
You didn't read that one?
No, I can't.
Do you think the media is out to try to make you look crazy?
Hey, man, I don't know. The media is doing their job, and the tabloids, and everybody doing their job. But you know what? I just wish people that got that kind of, forum to be able to talk about people, they do positive things, because that negative energy, I ain't got no room for it.
See, I kind of feel like what you do is you take all these things, this tabloid stuff, guns, running through the street crazy, and turn into comedy material.
But that's my life. That's not just tabloids. That's just real. That's real stuff I've been through.
Yeah, but you're not.
But the tabloids sometimes put hype on things or whatever. But that's them. Hey, listen, man, I ain't got no beef with nobody. They can write what they want. They can say what they want. People can believe what you want. Hey, let's spread love. Everybody, let's get together. Put your hands together. Howard, can we do this?
Do you ever kick a brother?
We are the world.
Do you ever kick a brother's ass for mouthing off to you, though?
Nah, but because I probably got more restraint than that. But I can. If I have to.
If you have to, you will do it.
Oh, no question.
Wow.
Really? But I'm bigger than that, so you know what I mean. I look at them, man. I don't waste. What you gonna bleep the whole?
You gotta take
the whole sentence. The whole sentence is lost.
All right. Well, I'll start again.
All right.
A lot of people that are mouthing off and going there, I look at them and I don't even waste myself. I look at them and go, you know what, you ain't worth it because I could hurt you. So
now when you say Eddie Murphy's your friend, that's a guy you hang out with?
That's my friend, yes,
that's
on
your
occasion.
Friend.
But please, I ask you. Let's not.
I'm saying that
we're on the show. I'm on the show 8 years later or something.
Yeah.
So we did that. We went to that.
Did we?
Let's move on. Yeah.
We talked about that.
Come on, Howard.
I mean, who are your celebrity friends?
I don't.
Who do you hang out with?
Well, I hang out with the guys I grew up with from around the neighborhood.
So do you employ all these guys? Do they hang around a lot?
Yeah, a few of them are employed with me, yeah.
Isn't that some of the pressure, though, that you got to, like, sort of keep that all going?
No, not really, because I don't have to keep it going. I do it because they're genuinely good people, and I know them, to be genuinely good people.
Where'd you grow up?
I trust them.
Where'd you grow up?
Washington, D.C., right?
In Maryland, Landover, Maryland, yes.
So you got a group of people that hang around with you. They live in your house and stuff?
Nah.
No way.
Not at all. They're very independent. people, and they're professional, and you know, we keep it like that. And when we get together, we talk about old times, and we explore the new times.
Are you just keeping it with one woman right now?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Look at you.
Now, when you woke up from the coma, I mean, what are you laughing about?
No, that's funny. Go ahead. You were in a coma. Go ahead.
I mean, how many people could you ask that question?
That's right.
That's right.
So y'all need to know y'all sitting here talking to a blessed man.
What do you see in a coma, by the way?
Hey, don't get it started.
Did you cross over when you were in a coma? Seriously, did you see anything?
Well, you know what? I came back, and I feel a lot stronger. I feel like I've laid down. I hear the music.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What were you in a coma from?
I laid down. I feel like God laid me down and woke me up, and just to keep trying to be a better person.
When you were jogging, you went into a coma. Did you think you died? Like, was there some sort of like white light at the end of the tunnel?
I don't know. All I know is it was some of the best sleep I ever got.
Really?
Couldn't wake me up for 3 days, and then when I woke up, I had a catheter in my
private parts?
Yeah, see, I didn't want y'all to believe that.
A joint is okay.
Yeah, in my piece.
Right,
you know.
Clear something else up for me.
Yeah.
You have a basketball court on the set when you do a movie.
Yeah, well, I'm in a little Kmart.
All right, that's good. All right. Personal chef.
Yeah.
You get full use of a limo, right?
Yeah, but it depends on where it is. I like to drive.
Right, and the other thing, you have to be addressed as Mr. Lawrence.
Man, you got to stop reading the tabloids.
You do not go for that?
I walked in here. You didn't dress me as Mr. Lawrence. And you read the tabloid.
All right. Now, what about, the tabloid said you refuse to learn more than a page and a half of dialogue a day.
Okay, well, what do they know?
Is that true?
Not at all.
I mean, but you don't shoot more than half a page anyway.
But you know what's funny is like how to entertain that is just funny to me because that stuff is like so asinine, and the people, if you read that and you truly believe that.
I believe
you know that.
I mean, I believe all that stuff I read.
Well, that's probably why you've been on as long as you have.
I mean, okay. I mean, what do I know?
A lot of it turns out to be true.
But that was from Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, but, well, anyway, whatever is true, I'm in a good place. I don't feel I got to answer to nobody but God. So everybody who don't understand me can kiss my, I didn't say it.
Ass.
You're going to get it bleed.
No, the S word you can't say.
Okay, all right.
Take it easy.
So, what I wanted to know was, I mean, did you actually know what had happened to you? Did you have...
Oh, when I was jogging?
Yeah, when you woke up. I mean, did you know you...
No, I didn't. I didn't know. I didn't know that I passed out. I didn't know I was out for 3 days. And,
can I tell you something?
And it was...
I jog, and I hardly lose any weight. I started jogging with plastic wrap around me.
Oh, stop it.
After I read that, I lost like 15 pounds.
It's good.
It's good.
It works. Did you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't go into a coma, but I was hoping to, because then I wouldn't eat for 3 more days.
But wasn't Martin in like a rubber suit or something?
He was running
I was in you know how the fighters do, you know, wearing the plastic,
the sweatsuit.
Yeah, and it was just the hottest day of the summer, and I had to lay down.
Now, this movie you promote.
Yeah.
Let's get back to your pressure here. This is
but
big.
wait a minute, I wanted to ask, I mean, did he have trouble convincing people that he was capable of working again after going through all of that?
Oh, yeah, Hollywood gets real nervous.
Well, you saw Big Mama's house, right?
Yeah.
Holla at your boy.
Your point being that if you make money in a movie, they'll put up with anything. They forget everything.
Hey, man, you know, you're in the business. That's what this business is, man.
That's because Martin Lawrence makes money in the movies, so they're gonna.
But you know, I like to think, Howard, that I'm one of the ones that really work hard to bring you something good in the movies. I don't, you know, you go out to see a movie that I'm in, man. I'm not trying to waste people's money. I really want you to enjoy it and get something.
Are you happy?
And he did get a little upset.
I'm very happy, man. Honestly, you know, I'm truly blessed. You know, things are just great in my life. What can I say? You know, it's overwhelming.
You got the broad, you got everything going.
Stop calling my lady a broad,
whatever.
Man. Before we set it off up in here, you and your boys.
What were you going to say, Robin?
Where are the kids? I mean, where do these kids come from?
Yeah, where did these kids come from?
They come from beautiful mothers, and I'm truly blessed.
All right.
How many mothers are we talking about?
2.
2 mothers?
Yes, I have a daughter by my marriage, first marriage, and I have a daughter by my lady that I'm with.
Oh, okay.
The wife I'm with now, yeah.
Right.
Wife, but you're not married.
My dog.
Why were you not married?
My dog.
Why would you not get married?
Well, we Bonnie and Clyde thing. We do it like that. And I never say never. And she knows, and we got it like that, and we live our life. We don't live our life for what the public thinks of us. We live our life for what we share with each other.
You don't care what Howard Stern thinks?
I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn. All right, go ahead.
Now, I did hear that Eddie got a little upset with Big Mama's
You got to stop that.
Why did Eddie get upset?
Come on.
Why are you uptight about
Robin,
Eddie?
You got to stop that.
Did Eddie give you crap?
That's why you sit in a bulletproof vest.
Answer the question. Did Eddie give you crap about your last appearance here?
No. That is my friend.
Yeah. Weren't you here like 8 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
But no, Big Mama's house, he felt that, because he had the Nutty Professor, the clumps coming out.
Right. That's Robin. Robin, you know what? Robin.
Are you scared of Eddie? Is that what you're saying?
If Howard Stern ends tomorrow, don't you want to have a future? You don't have to rag people.
I'm not ragging.
Stop it, Robin.
I'm just asking if it happened.
You're bringing black people down.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Here we go.
I said it.
We're bringing black people down. She's helping.
Hey, Howard, I got you rolling, though. I'm up against everybody that's
No, you're not.
That was funny, though.
But isn't
that was funny, man.
But isn't it true?
Funny, though,
yeah, you're funny.
My dog.
I know you're funny. But listen, here's the thing. Martin.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you talk about a feud you had with Eddie Murphy? You did, because he was upset with Big Mama's house.
I never had it, man.
Really?
Yeah, me and that man hang out. I go
to his house, Bubble Hill?
I got the honor to do a movie with him, Life, and that is a genius. He's paved the way for me, and I'm truly thankful to have a friend like Eddie.
Well, I know what you're saying. If you cross Eddie, look what happened to Arsenio.
Hey, man.
Yeah, welcome to Star Search.
Welcome to Star Search, my brother.
Hey, you know what? I see why y'all got so much security coming up here in the building. Ain't nobody getting up here to y'all.
No.
Because y'all talk so much stuff in here, man. Ain't nobody getting to Howard's.
Well, let me tell you something. If you start trouble in here, my boys will run in here. I got a 75-year-old security man. 75-year-old security guy.
He'll put a hurt on you.
He'll put a hurt on you bad.
You ever met my partners?
I have not. I don't want to.
Let's just say good.
The movie is called National Security. Opens this Friday in theaters everywhere. I've been told you have to leave.
Oh, man, I was having a good time.
Yeah, I was trying to give you a good time.
Oh, but you know what? Hey, listen, man, I want to say thank you again, all you guys for having me here. You know what I mean? Next time I come, work on them questions, because I don't go for it.
If you have real balls, you'll take calls from my listeners.
Huh? No, you know why? Because some of your listeners won't do nothing but get the business.
Yes,
y'all, God bless.
What about the movie? Why should we go see it?
You should go see the movie because it's a very funny movie and you're not wasting your money. Steve Zahn also stars in the movie with me and very, very talented, funny. I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Are you packing heat right now?
I never do that, man. I'm a sensible man.
Swear to God that the movie's funny.
I'm a peaceful man.
Swear to God that the movie's funny.
I swear to God it's funny.
All right.
I guarantee he's not packing heat because I'm pretty sure there's a room full of guys out there who are.
Hey, that's what hey, dog. I told them, man, but they're not. You know why? Because we're respectable and we're here to spread love.
What you're saying
and
is...
if you get us twisted, we'll put a mud hole in your ass. Gotta go.
All right, Martin. Take care. Good seeing you. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after these words.
Now, who's Howard? Howard, how are you, Howard?
Well, I'm doing okay.
Good. What's new and exciting?
I want to talk about my family.
That's good.
Well, my uncle just moved in with us, and I think he wants me sexually.
You hit it right on the head.
Uncle Ben, what do you want?
I want Andy disgusting sex.
With me?
And the Roosevelt football team.
Okay. But you know something? I'm not 100% sure that was an honest-to-God question. But we can certainly take those questions up.
Hey, what's up, man? Flip Mode Squad represent. This is Busta Rhymes, the rap dude, the actor dude, the all-around entertainer dude. Busta Rhymes in a place to be. Don't be misconstrued. You're listening to a man who is disgusting. So disgusting they should call him Busta Ass. Butt-poking, sex-scratching, thought-sniffing mess. My main man, Busta Ass. Howard Stern, y'all. Nasty ass, mom.
I like having Martin Lawrence on, but he kept using so many dirty words. I know that you heard half the interview.
Yeah, it was a good interview, except you didn't hear it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't understand why he did that, but I don't have any problem with the F word or the S word. It's just that the government does. They, for some reason, think you can't hear it, even though every 3-year-old knows all those words already. Lord knows I got a 10-year-old that knows every word, and she just hears it at school. If we're trying to protect children from bad words, then don't send them to school.
Let's stop them, because they make me blush.
Yeah. But there was a lot I wanted to get into with him. I never even got up to the restraining order stuff that his what was it? I read all this stuff.
One of his co-stars on the Martin Lawrence show, I think. Martin took out a restraining order against him.
Well, it's...
I think. I'm not sure.
I don't even know. He's a funny dude, though.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy interviewing people who have that kind of wild life. But anyway, so it was good to have him here.
But you know what? People like that always think we're the crazy ones.
I know. That's funny.
I know.
We're pretty in control, actually.
Like, what happened that time when you were jogging? Oh, now, come on now. Don't get all nuts on me.
But I think he's got a fascinating life.
That's for sure.
We should talk about it freely.
It's absolutely fascinating. There's no question about that.
But I don't understand why Martin gets uptight about talking about Eddie Murphy and stuff.
Yeah, all he has to do is say, we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But right away, don't mention it. Don't say Eddie.
No, that's my boy now. That's my partner. That's my dog.
That's my dog. Anyway, that's why I think he does 10-minute interviews. Gets out of the room real quick.
To answer any question.
Well, anyway, Martin Lawrence, new movie coming out.
Yeah.
And check it out. National Security.
He's a funny man.
Funny man.
And so is Steve Zahn.
Who's that?
That's the other guy in the movie.
White guy?
It's another one of those buddy movies where it's a black guy and a white guy.
Yeah, it's like the one where the white guy wants to obey the rules and he's real straightforward and isn't street smart, but Martin is.
Oh, there's a new plot line.
Martin's like, come on, man, let's break the rules. Let's do this the right way. And he's like, oh, come on now. Come on, Jerome.
So it's a white guy and a black guy.
Yeah.
But the white guy's uptight, and the black guy knows everything, even though he's not a professional.
Right. He has unconventional methods that always work.
Right.
They're both security guards.
Yeah.
One's the, straight arrow security guard. And the other one's like he's off the chart.
I see.
Steve Zahn's job in this movie is probably, most of the time, he goes, that's not regulation, Jerome.
That guy.
Right. Is the sane one.
Is the sane one. They mixed it up a little.
Danny Glover's conservative in that.
Yeah. And then Mel Gibson's crazy.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's
he's pulling his gun out every minute. He's completely out of control. He doesn't play by the rules.
He might even shoot himself. He's so crazy.
Right.
Yeah. He throws water on your lap when you fart. It's crazy. I was listening to the Eminem. You know the track that he sings about his, mama?
Yeah, right.
You shouldn't,
I didn't ever mean to hurt you and never meant to make you cry.
I got to tell you, that's a great song.
My closet.
That Eminem song is great because, like,
he's a good writer, that guy.
Not only is he a good writer, it's just that it's like sitting there listening to a guy in a therapy session.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all of his songs are like that.
I mean, his mother was the most effed up woman on the planet, according to Eminem.
According to him, yeah.
Yeah. He says she had that Van Munchausen's disease.
Right, that she used to hurt him and make him sick so that she'd get attention.
Yeah. And he manages in one song to sum up his entire relationship with his mother. And I think that's pretty good.
That's why he's Eminem?
Yeah, I like the lyrics.
The man.
I got to admit, I had to sit and listen to it. I said, the guy's selling so many albums, somebody must be hearing something.
I'm just reading in the paper today that Daniel Day-Lewis, in order to get into his role as Billy the Butcher in that movie Gangs of New York, he would work out to Eminem songs.
Really?
Yeah, and that's how he kept up the rage. That reminds me of Cabby meeting
his mother.
Sorry, Mama.
You gave me away. I wish my mom had been worse to me. I could have been Eminem.
You could have had a good song.
Yeah, I would have made a real good tune out of it. I'm sorry, Ray Stern. Constantly cleaning my underpants.
The verse before this, he talks about what happened with him and his ex-wife, how he went after him with the gun. And it's like, hey, I made some mistakes, but, I'm not that stupid because I didn't have bullets in the gun, and if I did, I probably would have killed both of you.
Yeah, well.
You don't rap as good as he does.
I know. He does do it well.
Yeah, when you say it, Gary, I'm bored. All right, so there it is. That's a good song. Cleaning Out My Closet. Cleaning Out My Closet, Mama.
You should listen to him. He's good.
Yeah, I guess maybe you got something going on there, brother.
That guy's become, like, the biggest star in the world.
He has to take time away from his fame. That's how big he is.
Yes. I mean, he needs some. Yeah, how come he didn't show up to the American Music Awards? He was taking time out from his fame.
Yeah, he's taking a few months off. It's too much.
Too much fame.
He's too big.
Yeah, I understand that.
Did you see Christina Aguilera last night?
I did. She looked horrible. Yeah, well, first of all, she doesn't, when she wears clothes, it's real boring.
Oh.
And she she wasn't wearing anything hot. And then she did her hair like in gray. She looked like an old bag lady. She looked like Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, she looks like Sylvia Miles.
I know, it wasn't hot. And when she wears clothes, I was like, is she going to take something off? And then when she sang, she has a very good voice, but the songs are horrible.
I guess she's writing her own song.
Yeah, or something, because it was just a boring, horrible performance that was almost impossible to sit and watch.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, she does sing well.
She needed to be naked. I thought she was going to show her ass and her boobs.
Where was the dancing? Where was everything?
It was horrible. She wanted to show that.
She's a real talent.
Yeah. All right, couple of phone calls, then we'll do the news. Rob, go ahead, baby. And then, we got to play that game, too. George Bush or Mike Tyson, who said it?
I would like to do that.
Yeah. And Casey was going to tell me about Pete Townsend, but I don't know that I want to hear any more about that.
What does he know?
He knows nothing. I know he's a big fan of Pete Townsend, and also Casey's a pedophile, so...
So they have that in common.
Yeah. What do you want to tell me?
I wonder why you can't get Eminem on the air. Have him play Lionel ring toss.
I've had Eminem on the air.
You have?
Yeah, he's been on the show.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, it'd be fun to listen and play some anal ring toss.
Okay, thanks.
I don't know if that fits in his vacation plans from fame.
I had Eminem on a long time ago.
When he first blew up with Slim Shady.
Slim Shady, right. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Then I went to his concert. I had a great time. Very good concert. I was raving about it when I got back on the air. Very, very theatrical, too.
But what, because when we saw him with Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
What happened to that group?
Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
Their biscuit went limp?
Yeah.
They were the big stars. Eminem was just coming up.
In fact, when Eminem was on our show, for the first time, he revealed the Munchausen by proxy syndrome, which then ended up in all the tabloids after he revealed it on our show.
Not only that, didn't his mother demand audio tapes of the show?
She was going to sue him, sue me, sue everyone.
I think we had a lot to do with that song.
We did. He came screaming out of his closet with that stuff.
Yeah.
And
you heard me on Howard Stern.
Quite frankly, that's where it all went down. So... yeah, we had Eminem on. Then I went to the concert, went with my daughter. We had a blast. And I took Ross Zapin. Ross was counseling my daughter and her friends about how to hook up with guys.
Really?
And Ross, of course, was trying to pick up a stripper while we were at the Eminem concert with the kids.
He's so good to have around the kids.
Yeah, but, you can't blame him. He was drinking.
Yeah, that makes it okay.
I go, kids, you see Ross? You don't want to do anything he's doing.
I always come back to, we went to a wedding together, and Ross was shushing me like I'm out of control.
Yeah. That'll be the day. What do you want to tell me about Pete Townsend?
So I got a theory about this. So, of course, he wrote this thing. The last studio album he came out with about 10 years ago. It was called Psycho Derelict. And it was one of those, stories. The whole thing was a story. It was about an aging rock star who had to get involved in a scandal to start selling some records.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And guess what the scandal was?
Child
pornography.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So, wow. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
So he's just living out this album?
The whole thing was he set up this whole dramatic thing where he supposedly got a note from this girl who was 15 years old and took a naked picture on her mother's grave. And he started writing to her, and it all got in the public. And he started roasting the guy, and his album started selling like mad. So I think this might be a little scheme.
To boost sales.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I don't think so.
Well, Pete Townsend does write rock operas, and this is an opera he's playing out.
Here's what I think. I think he was looking at some pictures of some kids, and he got caught.
Well, whatever.
That's what I think.
Sure, that's one theory.
Yeah.
It's funny that we're saying, because, as I read the articles, he says, well, I did go to these porn sites maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's research.
But I only used my credit card once.
Mike, you're on the air.
So, yesterday, Dick Clark said you're going to see something you never saw before with Shania Twain.
Yeah, what was it?
She walked
she was singing on stage, and she comes down into the orchestra, then she starts climbing up these stairs, and she went up to the balcony, and she finished the song up in the balcony.
Is that what he was talking about?
Real cutting edge, Dick.
Yeah, way to go.
I sat there and watched that performance, and I said, you mean it's the climbing the stairs that
Yeah.
you've never seen before?
She finished with the little people, you know, the fans up in the balcony, I guess.
I thought that she was going to spread her labia or something.
You
Cool.
look good, though, I tell you.
I'll tell you, that girl is so smoking hot.
Yep.
Is she?
Oh, my Lord. Does she look good? First of all, she was wearing all white on the American Music Awards, which on TV puts weight on you. That girl's got a smoking body. She's dressed in tight white pants and
I don't think it was true white.
Top.
that was true white. And a bikini top, and she looked good. I can't stand the music, but Jesus Christ, I could care less what she sings about.
All those songs sound the same.
Gary Garver was there. He did get a hold of her and interview her, but it's a kind of a lame interview. She's offended by everything. I mean, she seems like a real moron, but you can listen to this.
That's even sexier.
That's so sexy.
Shania, what do you think of Howard Stern?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Let's go. I love that.
Hold on. Tell him. Hey, Shania. Hey, Shania, would you be willing to date Howard?
Sorry, thank you. Only if you'd be willing to date me.
Can I ask you a question? Come on.
No, you can't ask any more dirty questions.
I haven't asked any dirty questions. Come on. I just want... All right.
Get in trouble.
Yes, Saddam promises not to do any bad stuff. Should we leave him alone?
If who?
Saddam promises not to...
Oh, that's a terrible question.
It is?
He's a bad person.
If we invade Iraq, would you be willing to entertain the troops?
Oh, that's a really bad question, too. It's too hard to answer that.
Would you let R. Kelly spend time alone with your children?
I've only got one child. Okay, bye. I gotta go now. Bye.
Have you ever had sex with a groupie?
No.
You haven't?
Never. Okay, bye. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, she's asking for it. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Andy, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Howard? I got to ask you a question. I'm a big fan of the show, and part of the show is listening when the fans call, when you have guests on.
Yes.
Do some guys have like a contract or a deal where they don't take phone calls?
No, I made that reference to Martin Lawrence because I had 10 minutes with him, so I couldn't even have time to get to the phones. There was a lot of good questions on the phones, but we only had him for 10 minutes.
Oh, the fans are so brutal. That's the best part.
It is the best part, but what can I tell you? I mean, you know, we had 10 minutes. I said, next time you come in, I'm opening the phones up, which will be in about 8 years.
Yeah, another 8 years.
Your show has gotten so much better, I got to tell you.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. Any chance of playing that the Bush game?
All right, I'll play with you.
Cool.
All right, Casey, bring in the Bush game. Bush or Mike Tyson. You just tell us which one. Let me see if I got a prize for you. I don't even think I have a prize, being quite honest with you. We do have a prize?
Yeah. Gary said we can give him a watch from Steven Singer Jewelers.
Oh, those guys are great. Steven Singer Jewelers. Love those guys in Philadelphia. You want to watch?
Sure. Thank you, Howard.
All right, here we go. Now, here's how you get the watch. How many questions we got there?
You want to give him 2 out of 3.
How many you got there?
Oh, I got about 4 and 4. 5 and 5.
You got 10 statements?
Yeah.
4 and 4. 5 and 5.
Casey speak takes me a while to understand. So you have 10 questions. What if we say we give him 5? If he gets 3 right,
He gets the watch.
he gets the watch, okay? Just tell us George Bush or Mike Tyson. Let's play the game.
Okay.
Welcome to the feud.
They misunderestimated me.
They misunderestimated me.
Right.
Instead of saying they underestimated me, they misunderestimated me. Who said it, Mike Tyson or George Bush?
Mike Tyson.
Wrong, it's George Bush.
Oh, my.
Wow.
It's our commander-in-chief.
It's our commander-in-chief.
The game is on.
They misunderestimated me?
The president.
Jesus Christ. I would have bet Mike Tyson. I would have bet the farm Mike Tyson said that. All right, that's one wrong, but you got plenty more to go.
I guess I'm going to fade into Bolivian.
I guess I'm going to fade into Oblivion.
God, it's hard.
Mike Tyson or George Bush?
I think that's
Say Tyson again.
I'm going to say Tyson.
I think Tyson.
It's gotta be.
Oblivion.
It's Mike Tyson.
All right, you're on the scoreboard.
I'm gonna fade into oblivion.
Go ahead, number 3.
Let me put it to you this way. I am not a revengeful person.
Let me put it to you this way. I am not A revengeful person. It should be an avenging person? What is he trying to say there? Or a person who takes revenge?
Right, something like that. But I know that's wrong.
I'm not a revengeful person.
I'm not vengeful.
Vengeful, yeah. Go ahead.
Say Tyson.
That's George Bush.
Yeah,
George Bush.
What?
You got 2 wrong, dude. You got to get the next 2 right.
All right, you got 2 more left, and you got to get them both right. Go ahead.
I think we agree. The past is over.
I think we agree the past is over.
Sounds like Bush.
Got to be Bush, right?
It's Bush.
Bush. Okay.
2 right.
I think we agree the past is over.
That's why in every picture Hussein is smiling.
2 right, 2 wrong. All comes down to the 5th question.
In all our endeavorments, we have to be strong, brave, and courageous.
In all our endeavorments, we have to be strong, brave, and courageous.
Is it courageous or courageous?
Courageous.
Courageous.
What do you think, Howard?
Jeez, you can go either way on this one. I'm going to say...
I think this is very presidential.
I think it could be Tyson.
In all our endeavorments. I got to say it in that voice.
Endeavorments.
All our endeavorments.
Say it in the Mike Tyson voice.
In all our endeavorments, we have to be courageous. We have to be courageous.
And brave.
In my brave endeavorments.
I could see that going either way, but I would probably say it's Tyson. But you say it's Bush.
Say the president.
All right, you got to decide, dude.
I'll say Bush.
Sorry, it's Tyson.
Oh!
Endeavorments is a little much.
Endeavorments.
No.
Brother, you don't win.
Is there a handicap bonus question?
No, I'm sorry.
Howard, I'm a big fan.
All right, one last question. If you get this one right, I can never conduct a proper contest.
That's why we love you.
If you get this one right, I'll give you the watch.
You're not Alex Trebek.
Go ahead.
I must be the stupidest person in the world.
I must be the stupidest person in the world. That's got to be Tyson, I think. I think that's Tyson.
I think so.
You say Tyson?
You know why Bush is too arrogant to admit that he's stupid?
I'll go with Howard.
Tyson. He's right.
Yeah. You get the watch.
You get the watch.
Yes.
See, I thought KC might have said that last one.
Well, he could. Nobody would dispute it.
Steven Singer Jewelers in Philadelphia. What a fantastic place. And you win a watch from Steven Singer Jewelers. I love those guys. Thanks.
That'll be a fine.
Thank you, Howard. I love you, buddy.
Love you, too. What else? You got a couple more?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
You gentlemen have no idea what it's like to be myself.
That's Tyson.
I think Tyson. Yeah, I remember him saying that.
Yeah, that's Tyson.
My God.
Reading is the basics for all learning.
That is the president.
That's Bush.
Yeah.
Reading is the basics.
The important question is, how many hands have I shaked?
I'd say it's Bush.
Oh, no, that's the president.
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
I said that, too. Yeah. Endeavorance.
One more?
Of course, you know my defenses are impregnable.
That's Tyson?
Yeah.
My defenses are impregnable.
My defenses are impregnable. In every endeavorance, I'm going to beat up my shoes. I want to beat up my tool shed.
It's just too hard for me to get emotional. I can't cry no more.
That's Tyson.
Tyson?
Yeah.
Some of these are obvious.
Yeah, and I got some of these quotes from, there's a calendar called They Underestimated Me.
Casey Armstrong.
You can get it on Amazon.com. I know you can get it there.
All right, thank you, KC, for that game.
By the way, Tyson just settled his divorce with his second wife, and I don't know how long they were married, but he has to pay her $6 million.
In the future?
In future earnings.
Yeah.
And then she gets a couple of houses out of the deal. He got to keep that Las Vegas place.
Isn't that nice? He gets to keep something.
Yeah, for all the fighting and...
Because he knows what he's doing.
Right.
KC, I want you to put together a game for me. Who said it? Gary the Retard or KC?
Oh.
And pull clips from the show. Thank you. All right, we got to take a break, Rob. When we come back, we're going to do the news. We'll tell you about the American Music Awards. I got some tapes here.
All right.
Maybe we'll talk about... pedophilia.
We'll talk about Pete Townsend. I don't know about...
Chauncey says he knows something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Chauncey right in there. We got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I didn't even get to anything I had to get to.
Yeah, we didn't play any onions.
I had a million onions. I'll play a little onion going into the commercial.
All right.
It's the Onion Radio News. A panhandler demands an explanation for a man's failure to provide a quarter. This is Doyle Redland reporting. Atlanta, Georgia panhandler John Jolly Jack Saborin angrily insisted that pedestrian Bruce DiCostanzo explain his failure to spare 25 cents today. Saborin, 32, a homeless schizophrenic man, pestered the hapless man for nearly 2 blocks.
Hey, man, why don't you give me no quarter? Give me one good reason. I know you got a quarter.
After taking the time to explain that he had no change on him and that he was sorry, DiCostanzo walked 2 more blocks before realizing he just apologized for not handing free money to a complete stranger. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News.
The Howard Stern Show. We're going to do a tribute to my late wife, who really is the great Martha Raye. How do you keep the song from fading too far?
Sorry. Hey, hey, hey. Hey now. A couple of voicemail came in real quick. Here's Jeff the Drunk.
Yeah, Gary, Jeff the Drunk here. I just wanted to say happy birthday to Howard. I know his birthday's Sunday. I tried calling in Thursday, which I was on hold for 2.5 hours, and then I was hung up on. I called Friday. I was on hold all day. I don't know what's going on, but I just want to say happy birthday, and I don't dislike nobody there. I don't know what's going on exactly, but I'd appreciate if you called me on Monday. Thank you. Bye.
Like how he says, I just want to wish someone a happy birthday. I have no agenda. And then all of a sudden he starts spewing all the injustices done to him.
Right. Yeah, he can't even get to that.
And he doesn't hate anyone. And
why aren't his phone calls being taken?
No problem. There's nobody there. I just want to say happy birthday. I'm sorry.
Poor Jeff.
I was on hold all day. Appreciate it if somebody would call me Monday.
We get the feeling the show became his whole life.
Yeah, and well, we're responsible somehow.
Yeah, somehow like he hasn't been able to get through for 2 days, so there's something wrong. Something's being done to him.
Yes.
Got a very creepy birthday message from High Pitch Eric.
Oh, yeah?
Just creepy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Howard. Happy birthday to you.
It's creepy. It's slow.
Arrow on the creepy meter is pinned.
I find you highly disgusting.
I picture Eric singing that as he's surrounded by rotting corpses in his little disgusting apartment. You know?
Yeah, people look at me and go, how do you get out of bed in the morning? By repeating to myself, I'm not High Pitch Eric.
Yeah. So I feel good.
Yes.
And finally we got another one from Jeff the Drunk.
Yeah, Jeff here again. Gary, if you could set me up with Nikki's hearing, that would be awesome also. Please give me a call. Bye.
Nikki Ziering is one hot piece of ass. I put a picture of her on the website at howardstern.com. If anybody wants to go out with her, just give Gary and Casey a call in the back office. We're going to let, I don't know yet, I haven't decided, 3 to 5 guys go back there, and we're going to give them 2 minutes to give her the best rap. And then the audience is going to vote.
Something tells me Jeff the Drunk's not going to have the best rap.
Hey, Gary, we set up for some internet voting?
Yes, we are.
Nice. Good producer.
Nikki, it's Jeff. I'd appreciate a call back.
Nice.
You little bitch.
Take a look at her picture, man. Tell me that body isn't perfect.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, Jesus H. Christ.
I know. It's like, woof.
Hey, vey. She's not on The Price is Right anymore.
No?
No, it's too bad. She was one of the highlights.
What's she doing?
She was one of the girls who points to junk.
No, I mean, what's she doing since she's not doing that?
I think she's pointing to stuff. It just goes
no
on.
camera.
No camera on.
She can't get out of character.
But also, I need the final week of the Hot 25, a countdown of the sexiest episodes we've ever aired. And tonight is number 4. Dirty, nasty, sexy co-eds of voyeurdorm.com bobbing for tampons.
Hey, now.
Remember, they were peeing in a litter box? We had them do that.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, I do. And there was a lot of hot lesbian action tonight on E! Don't miss it. Number 4. Can you imagine what number 1 will be?
Nice.
I'm putting together a tape of all these moments.
Without bars.
Without bars across them, which would be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a great tape. I can't wait to watch it myself.
Jesus.
Because a lot of times I don't even get to see this stuff replayed unless there's bars all over it.
Right.
Very disappointing. I can't really...
At least you saw it the first time.
Yeah, I can't fully appreciate it because I'm busy working. Couple of emails came in. Let's see what we got here. Here's some comforting words for Artie. Please don't be sad, Artie. I love you. Everyone loves you, and it makes us sad to hear you're sad. You don't need no stinking psychiatrist.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Artie in therapy.
You know, the whole time we were standing around the bar on Saturday, that's all I wanted to talk about. But I said, no, I can't.
Artie
doesn't want to talk about it.
No, I'll talk about it in private. I mean, you know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but...
He's got something's going on. He must have a bunch of issues.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know what prompted this.
Somebody put him in therapy. Either Dana or his mother or somebody.
No, I mean, I felt it would help me. Which is the real reason you should be in therapy, right? I mean, no one's going to make me do anything.
No, but people have said things to you, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe after the roast contest, I needed some therapy.
No, who said something to you to get you into therapy? You're not coming clean.
Here's the honest truth. I thought that it would help me a little bit.
With what?
It just, you know, I don't know. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff happened with my old man, and I don't know if I'm fully over that.
How is that coming up for you, though?
I mean, I don't know. I felt I needed to talk to somebody who might be a professional.
I don't buy what he's saying.
I don't either.
But when I brought it up, I got a resounding yes.
From who? Your mom or
my
Dana?
My mother, my sister, Dana. They all agreed that, yeah, that's probably necessary.
What's your sister, your mother, and Dana think is your problem? Eating?
Well, yeah, they think I do a lot of self-destructive things still. You know?
Drinking, eating, gambling.
Well, I mean, drinking, I don't drink nearly as much as I used to, but when I don't.
Yeah, because you have a job.
The fact of the matter is I don't. I mean, I could.
Well, that's because we keep you busy half the day.
Well, thank you. And, but when I do drink, it's probably a little too much, and the eating can get ridiculous.
So who out of those 3 people put you over the top to go see a psychiatrist?
None of them.
All right. He's not ready to talk about it.
No, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
They were all equally into it, into the idea.
But when did it occur to you that you might need to talk to somebody? What was going on for you?
I don't know. Maybe throwing up outside the limo.
Yeah?
It was going through my head.
Yeah, after the 2 subs that you stole from the
4.
Steele.
Well, they were free.
They were free.
Cheesesteaks, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that happens, and you're 35 years old. You go, you know what, maybe
there's a problem.
Yes, the formula's not working correctly.
All right. Honest enough.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, I have a lot in my life that I would hate to lose right now, especially, and I want to make sure I don't lose it. That's
all right.
How's that sound?
Sounds like his girlfriend.
Well, that's one of them.
Was she threatening you?
No, there's no threats being made. Come on.
All right.
I don't think Artie needs to be threatened. He's lost enough in his life.
He knows.
Not out of control by any means. I'm just helping myself out a little bit.
Well, there was one moment on Saturday.
What'd you say?
That I looked over.
Oh, no.
And Artie just had this look on his face. It was the most depressed I've ever seen him look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, because usually he's, you know, buoyant and animated.
Buoyant for sure. Like a beach ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was like a moment that you were, you know, because you were sitting next to him. Your conversation was directed away from him, and Dana's conversation was directed toward the other end of the table, and Artie was just sitting there with a drink in his hand.
And
not connecting with anyone?
Tony Soprano
Not connecting, and the look on his face, I was like, wow, maybe he's really depressed. You know, and I just looked at you.
Actually, Mr. X yelled over to me, hey, Artie, cheer up.
Yeah, maybe you saw it, too.
And that's a guy with anger issues.
I mean, look.
You scared him?
Yeah.
It took a while for the birthday cake to come out. And
Artie down 3 pieces of birthday cake.
You know,
Everyone else was being careful.
You know what I did?
He took mine, he took Beth's, he took his own.
And there were desserts before the birthday cake, weren't there?
Yes.
And he took a couple of those.
Well, those were good.
That birthday cake was amazing.
Everything was really good.
Really good, yeah. And
Who even knows if it was that good? Artie just thinks everything's amazing.
When you're eating that fast, do you really taste anything?
Yeah.
What is it, high pitch?
Hey, Howard, what's up, man? Hey, I'm not creepy, man.
No. You're creepy.
A happy birthday song.
As Artie says, you send the creepy meter right, you pin it right up against the 10.
Oh, by the way, Howard, do you know I'm doing comedy shows now with K6?
All right. Bunch of people still hate Cabbie in the email. A lot of people, I got tons of email. Hurry up and release that uncensored E-show. Thanks.
Oh, they want to see it.
Yeah, who doesn't? It's going to be good tape. But we're really trying to do a good job with it.
Probably the Hot 25, whetted their appetite.
Yeah. What did mine? A lot of people want Stuttering John off the show. They say the only bad thing about Jackie leaving is that John became a co-host. He's so talentless, but somehow gets bigger and bigger thanks to Howard. He really sucks. You stopped Hero of the Stupid. He never leaves the studio, and he's in every bit. I don't know who decided he should be a third co-host, but to force a guy on your audience who has no talent for the radio other than a fake stutter is a bad thing. He used to be great when he was a tool, but now he gets respect, and he truly doesn't deserve any. A lot of people didn't like that Bon Jovi called in on my birthday. They say, look, we've had enough of that John Bon Homo and his boring voice. F him. Why the F do we have to hear from that fag? He makes the worst music in the world and looks like a thin Nicole Bass. F you and your love of homo music. Well, someone very adamant about
John Bon Jovi.
Here's another one. 1 BG down and about 4 more to go. 4 more to go.
Where would the other 2 come from?
When will it be Bon Jovi's turn? Boy, a lot of angry Bon Jovi dudes. A lot of people angry with Mr. X for his abuse of Stuttering John.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Here's a couple for you, Robin. Please, please let Mr. X come and bother me when I'm out. I would love to wipe the floor with him. People need to teach this a-hole a lesson. Figures Robin would date an a-hole. Here's another guy says it's just black rage from 250 years of black oppression. This one's very racist.
Let her rip.
Others were just racist.
Yeah.
This is very
racist. This is racist squared. Birthday party or not, if that nigger had poured water in my lap, I would have gotten right up and punched him in the effing face. As much of a tool as John is, nobody deserves that treatment in a public place. I don't see why they have to go play the race card.
That's all they have in their hand.
Exactly. They're not playing with a full house.
Play what you have.
Robin did. This one refers to that Robin slipped when saying Mr. X's name and gave out his name, and she's worried that Mr. Hothead might give Robin a black eye or a fat lip for letting that slip out. And finally, it's just a matter of time before Mr. X goes OJ on Robin.
Hey, I won't be here to talk about it.
Hey, Mr. X has 2 fans, though.
Well, yeah?
Yeah, I'd like to applaud Mr. X for putting Stuttering John in his place. It's about time somebody did. Stuttering John is a whining baby who always wants things his way and feels he should do whatever he wants, despite what effect it'll have on other people. Stuttering John, you are an effing baby. It's people like you that are wrong with this world. I'm shocked that you somehow have friends and family that still talk to you. Your wife should divorce you and marry someone else because she deserves a better husband. And that man should adopt your kids because your kids deserve a father who's not going to put his interests ahead of his family's. So he applauds that Mr. X dumped water.
A fan.
Yeah.
Here's another one. 3 cheers to Mr. X for putting a-hole John in his place. It's about time somebody around that dumb F stopped being an accomplice to his asinine behavior.
Finally.
Damn it.
Thank you.
Here's a guy angry with Dick Clark. F you and F Dick Clark. Ask him about the film Bowling for Columbine. Effers. Why does Howard kiss his ass incessantly?
What does he have to do with Bowling for Columbine?
Don't know. Haven't seen Bowling for Columbine. Heard it's good. I know I'm supposed to see it, but I won't see it. It seems like it'll be boring.
It'll have to get a lot more convenient than being at a theater.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was in my house if I'd go see it. All right. Anyway, so there's a bunch of email there, and there's even more, but I'm not going to go into it right now. Anybody want to hear Yucko the Clown's thoughts on Pete Townsend?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yucko, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, I can't believe the nerve of Pete Townsend ripping off my act.
Yeah. Yucko was the first to do the whole pedophile thing.
Exactly. I could say I'm coming out with an autobiography, too.
That's it, Yucko?
Hey, Yucko, way to really chime in.
Those are some thoughts. Hey, I'm glad that guy from the Bee Gees died, too.
Why?
Because he was a faggot. Thank you, good night. Drive carefully.
Yucko with some thoughts.
Yucko, how are we going to get to the jokes? He's drunk.
I got snubbed for a People's Choice Award. First the world's meanest listener, now I got snubbed for the frickin' People's Choice Awards. What happened?
Okay. Hey, Yucko, I got to go. Thanks for the Pete Townsend stuff.
You got it.
Wow.
My goodness.
You faggot. Pete Townsend.
Boy, you put no effort into that call.
Jesus.
I want to talk about Pete Townsend. He stole my act.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say. I did research. Good night.
I could write a friggin' autobiography.
And that BJ's dead, too.
Steve, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yeah.
Artie's not coming clean. This was definitely his girlfriend sent him to the psychiatrist.
Yeah, I get a feeling that, too.
You think he had an ultimatum?
Yeah.
Definitely. All this, I just want to make myself better. I don't want to lose what I got. Yeah. What's he got? He's got a girlfriend, which he never had.
Right. It's his
Now
first
he's got to
girlfriend.
go to a psychiatrist so we can get all fixed to be the pussy she wants.
Yeah. Make Artie
So go ahead, Artie. Get yourself remade. Maybe you work out. You get thin, too. You be a big fag. And your girlfriend will love you.
Well,
then she'll dump you. Then she'll dump you for a guy who's just like you, fat and funny and stuff.
Yeah.
This guy might not be
And
Sigmund
she'll
Freud.
start all over again.
This guy might not be Sigmund Freud, but he's making a few points.
Guess where you know what? I can't believe I'm about to admit this, but guess where I was the day the Giants played the 49ers?
No.
Buying a purse?
I was at a co-ed baby shower.
Artie.
You missed the game?
Hey, Howard, one other thing.
I barely got home in time to see it, though.
Yeah.
There was that little argument going on.
Co-ed baby shower.
Hey, Howard.
I'll tell you what, that $500 whore never made him go to therapy.
She liked him just the way he
She
was.
loved him long time. 2 times, actually. All right, dude.
Hey, Howard, one other thing. Is there any chance instead of making a tape, you could just take instead of the E-show and get on a cable network or something where you don't have to block everything out?
I am on a cable network. East Cable.
No, but I mean, like HBO or Showtime or somebody. So that
would be interesting. That would be interesting, but...
You could take the best every week and put it on Saturday night, chop it up. You don't got to block anything out. You don't have to cut out language.
Good point. But I'm under contract to E, and who can resist being under contract to E? The treatment I get there these days is incredible. Thank you.
Love those pixels.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, no company pixels better than E. Except for Channel 9 in New York that literally pixelated the entire screen. I did a show for them. Oh, boy, oh, boy. All right, Chauncey wants to chime in on Pete Townsend, then we can get to the
let's
news.
hear what he has to say.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, how are you aware that Peter Townsend penned the lyrics to the song Uncle Ernie off the Tommy album?
Of course.
Do you know, I have the lyrics in front of me.
Who did it?
That was actually, believe it or not, that was...
John Entwistle? Oh, I thought it was Boris the
No,
Spider.
I have it on the internet. Lyrics by Pete Townsend.
Wrong.
Don't argue with Fred about this.
I know that to be a fact, because there was a 20th anniversary Tommy thing, there was a videotape, and they asked him point blank about that song, and he says, strangely enough, I didn't write it, Entwistle wrote it.
All right.
But you know what? That could be him trying to get out of it.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Howard, one more thing. Before you hang up, I gotta get something off my mind. How long have you known Gary?
I don't know, like 20 years? I don't know.
You should be ashamed for him not being invited to your birthday party.
It wasn't a birthday party, Chauncey. You don't know anything about it.
No.
Robin and I were going to go out to dinner for my birthday. And she said to me, do you want to have some more people? And I said, well, I usually get to go to dinner with John. I said, go out socially with John and his wife, and I go out with Ross and his girlfriend. So, there was, if you went more than 14 people, this is so boring. If you went more than 14 people, it turned into a whole big party. It was a couple of grand.
Gary should have been the first one invited.
No, Gary doesn't see me socially. You don't know anything about us and how we operate. Gary and I don't really see each other socially, and it wasn't going to be it's not even a birthday party. It was a group of people going to dinner. And quite frankly, it was a dinner party, and it was just a group of people who like to go out to dinner together. That was it. It wasn't a whole birthday. What do you think, I have a birthday party?
You could hear in Gary's voice. He came on the air yesterday. The guy was actually hurt.
You know what? I'm sorry. I can't take everybody in my life to that dinner. It was a dinner that other people were paying for, and you're wrong. You're wrong about it.
I don't think so.
I've invited Gary to many functions to my house. I've invited Gary to New Year's Eve. But I don't take Gary every time I go out to dinner. I can't do that. What do you think, Gary and I are joined at the hip? And quite frankly, many times I ask Gary out, he tells me no because he's busy.
Even if he says no, it doesn't matter. It's
this is silly. I go out to dinner almost every weekend, and I go with different people. There are people who are left out.
Gary every weekend?
Of course I should, according to Chauncey.
This was a birthday gathering. That's what it was.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
It happened to be my birthday.
Birthday cake.
It was a cake that we ordered for dessert, and we called it a birthday cake because it happened to be my birthday.
That sounds like a birthday gathering.
No, it wasn't a birthday party. It wasn't a birthday party. Robin wasn't throwing me a birthday party.
It was haphazardly and very quickly planned. It wasn't like somebody was planning something for weeks in advance.
You know how many people? If I had a birthday party, I have so many people I'd have to invite.
Yeah, but Gary, I'm not trying to...
I go out to dinner some nights just with John and his wife, which is what I was going to do New Year's. And then New Year's Eve, Pat Menachie invited me to come with him and a group of people, and we all ended up together. But there was many people that Robin wasn't there. Maybe Robin should have been at a New Year's Eve party.
I think the fact that Lisa Lopez was there and that Gary wasn't even asked to come.
I see Linda and Booker socially almost 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah, but this is a little different.
No, it wasn't. It was going out to dinner.
Different?
Because Gary's been there for 20 years.
This has nothing to do with work.
This was a 49th birthday gathering.
This has nothing to do with work. These are people I hang out with. I've become friendly with Artie and Dana. I've become friendly with John and Susanna.
I don't know. You should.
I invite people to lots of different functions.
Quite frankly, I invited myself.
Kind of, yeah. When she said she was paying, she gets invited. And I hang out with Dominic and Leslie a lot.
All the time, yeah.
I bet you spoke to Gary off the air. He'd be a little hurt.
I'm sure he might be because of its position that I had a big birthday party. I know other people. There were people who weren't even talking to me yesterday because of...
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it was...
See, and that's what we didn't want to have.
And I just said...
It was just a little thing and a last-minute idea.
But I so don't care. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you got to understand, I know a lot of people, and everyone always feels real hurt because I'm famous. That's all it is. And it wasn't a birthday party. It was us sitting around having dinner.
We had been talking about, Mr. X and I taking you and Beth out.
That was it.
And that's how it started.
And we all felt uncomfortable with that, being alone together. And
oh, stop it. I didn't feel uncomfortable
I'm
about
joking.
it at all.
Yes, go ahead, Bubba.
I mean, do you want to know what I'm really feeling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, go ahead.
I'm not necessarily offended. Yesterday was me sort of saying, like, I know that I can't come to everything, but just remember, like, I'm still around and I'd like to be invited.
I will invite you to many things. I will invite you to many things this summer. But you will probably turn me down.
Not necessarily what happened on Saturday night.
You never invite me to anything.
I don't go anywhere.
So that's what I'm saying. So how do I know?
You have gatherings all the time. Like, even, you know,
I don't have gatherings all the time. I go to dinner with Ross and Melissa a lot.
Well, that's a gathering.
You think me and Melissa and Ross?
No, like on New Year's Eve, you went out with a bunch of friends.
I went with Stuttering John and his wife.
And
made
Ross?
dinner plans. No Ross.
Didn't you say you went out with like 6 or 7 couples?
I went out with 25 people. Pat invited me to go out somewhere. How would I invite you?
No, I didn't know that,
You're
though.
ashamed of Gary.
No, he's not ashamed of me.
Ashamed of him. How would I invite you to Pat's? Pat had some people to dinner.
But I didn't know that. You just said, oh, I'm going out with a bunch of guys to dinner tonight.
I was already committed to going out with John and Susanna. I enjoyed going out with them. And then Pat called me. I said, gee, I have plans already with people. He said, bring them. So I brought them. That was it.
But I'm not even offended about Saturday night. I think I would have been more offended if Fred would have been invited. Like, then it would have been I was the only one on the show that was invited. But
Fred wasn't invited.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't that kind of thing.
By the way, Howard, one more thing.
Chauncey, let me ask you something. Every time you go out, you invite every single person you know?
It's etiquette. It's just asking.
Etiquette? How could I ask 50,000 people? I'm not making a birthday party. It was Robin asking me to dinner.
It's one person who's been your producer for 20 years.
Yeah, but we don't go out socially. This was Robin inviting me to dinner. What is your point? I don't invite someone. I don't invite every one of my friends to go to dinner with
Howard,
me.
This is not your issue in this particular case. Robin should have called me.
No, Robin should have. Robin asked me. She goes, do you want anyone to come? I said, well, if you want, why don't you call Dominic and Leslie and John and Susanna? And she said to me, what about Linda Booker? I said, fine. And give Ross and Melissa, and we'll go out to dinner. It'll be very nice. And that's exactly how it happened. And that was it. And the next thing I know, Robin's boyfriend's throwing water on people.
Yeah, you missed being thrown water on.
That's right.
You should be happy.
I'm sure my name came up right after, like, what about Jeff the Drunken High Pitch Eric?
No.
Beth said to me,
my goodness.
Beth said to me, if Artie's coming and John's coming, you better invite Gary. And I said, wait a second. This is Robin asking us to dinner. I'm not going to load up 25, 30 people and have her pay for it. There's just no way I'm doing that. And that was it.
Yeah, 2 more wouldn't have killed you.
No.
It would have made another table, and then you'd have been sitting at a table with your wife. You would have been.
Yeah, and what fun is that?
Robin, I think it would have been nice just to ask Gary. Just to ask.
Oh, Chauncey, you're busting everyone.
It would have been nice to be asked. One last thing.
Of course, if it had been a birthday party, it would have been nice to have been asked.
But it certainly sounded like one.
It wasn't.
It was
a dinner gathering.
But why was there a gathering? Why did Robin get a bunch of people together for dinner? What was the Hold on. What was the reason?
Robin had given me a present for Christmas. That was a dinner at a very nice restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
She said, let's the 4 of us go to the dinner. I called up and found out that place wasn't even open over Christmas. So then it was like, hey, let's get together for dinner. I'm talking to Robin. I said, I'm going to go out to dinner this weekend. Would you like to go with me to dinner? She said, sure. Then she called on the phone and said, if you want to take some people to dinner, I would like to take some people to dinner. I said, oh, great. Susanna, I always see that.
Artie and Dana was probably because originally I had also decided that I wanted to take Artie and Dana and Howard and Beth out to dinner because of our newly weird game experience.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Right.
A lot of different things.
And there's a whole other way to think of it, too.
Dominic a dinner, even though he'll never let me pay.
Dominic goes out to dinner with me every weekend practically during the summer, and he's one of those guys I was like, well, yeah, I'd like to return the favor. It wasn't a birthday party. It just wasn't.
But there's another way to look at it.
I've invited you to many gatherings.
Is that you and Robin put your heads together and neither of you thought of me?
No,
that's not true.
That's what it sounded like.
All.
But maybe that's what it sounded like, but it's not true. I'd like to get together with you.
I get, Howard, when I told him it's going to expand beyond one table. No. When I told him it's going to expand beyond one table, he said, let's stop it here.
If you had that group there, Gary should have been asked. That's all I'm saying.
What group?
What group?
John and Artie.
Fred wasn't invited either.
Who wasn't?
Fred. I know Fred longer than Gary. It's not like we had a birthday party. And I'll get together with Fred and his wife many times this summer. You don't know what you're talking about. You're absolutely insane.
Well, if I'm insane, you can tell it bothers Gary, so I can't be that insane.
If it bothers Gary, that's one thing. And I've explained to him.
Why is it bothering Chauncey?
Right.
I don't know why it bothers you. You're just looking to bust my ball.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. It just hit a nerve when Gary came in.
Oh, shut up, your nerve.
I don't know.
It's insanity.
Listen, Howard, before I go, one last thing. You mentioned Booker before, and I'm really pissed at him.
You know what? I heard about this. I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah. Oh, well, whatever. I don't forget it.
Take it up with Booker, okay?
He's a loser.
Okay.
Oh,
what is it, Dominic?
I just want to change the topic for 1 minute. I think Tony, Mr. X, was absolutely correct to pour the water. Really? I want to express that.
Thank you.
then we'll feel free to pour water on you.
But he's not going to do anything to warrant
He
it.
made in his pants.
Not at my table.
Oh, my table he did.
It's more than
What
water.
did he do? He left. He went all the
That's
way
true.
home to change.
All right,
I
good
hate
point.
John being so close to Robin. It bothered Tony for that reason. That's part of it. He was defending someone he cares for. And I don't think he did wrong.
Dominic, so you think that's...
Oh, my God.
He thinks it was okay?
He should have just punched him in the face at that point,
Are
right?
you kidding me, Dominic?
No, I don't say a punch in the face.
He didn't punch him in the face.
All right, you know, Dominic,
Some people...
First of all,
I should have poured a bunch of water on you the time that you pulled me aside when I was taking you out to dinner for your birthday. I should have poured water on you of you telling me, like, don't act like Stuttering John. Remember that one?
No, what I said to you was, when we're out with other people, don't do things that are really going to be, like, horrible. And it looks like you did it. And Tony, by the way, you said you could attack Tony. I have a feeling he's pretty tough. I just want you to know.
I didn't say I could attack Tony.
John, you should have pressed charges. John could press charges.
For what, water?
That's an assault.
For drowning.
You know what? It's just unfortunate. I like Mr.
You know what?
X.
I do happen to know that a lot of people, you see, we're insensitive because we're on this show, but a lot of people are offended by burping and farting.
Oh, absolutely.
And, he's not around John all the time. He doesn't know what a mess
You know what?
is.
It was an accident.
He was
It happened once in 5 years.
What?
Give me a
What happened once in 5 years?
That I farted.
John, it happened once in the last 5 minutes here.
No, but at dinner.
John's the worst offender in the office.
John,
You do.
did you laugh?
What?
After you did it, did you think it was funny and laugh?
It was funny when my wife freaked out about it, yeah.
All right, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
and
even
you know,
care.
F you, Dominic. You know, you're like...
And I love you, John.
Oh, no, you don't.
F you.
F you, fat bastard.
All right, thank
That's so
you,
funny.
John.
Dominic sounds just like John when John cracks a joke on you. But I love you, but I love you. And John's getting all offended.
Howard,
Thank you.
before you hang up on everyone, including me, can I just say one thing?
No.
Come on.
Abraham, go ahead. What is that? No, Abraham.
Howard, listen.
Yeah. What? Let's talk to Ozzy Osbourne for a second, Chauncey. Ozzy, you're on the air.
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, Ozzy.
I just want to tell Gary, man, tell him I'm going to invite him to one of my parties, man. tell him my kids would love to bounce on his big balloon lips, you know.
All right, Ozzy, thanks.
We could use his teeth as a stockade, and we could use a shell as a pinata for him, you know.
All right, thank you, Ozzy.
Thank you, man.
All right, Ozzy.
This show doesn't make you into... Mr. X got mad at me because I was playing Lord of the Anal Rings in the bathroom at dinner.
Hey, Robin, was Mr. X mad at you for giving out his name yesterday?
No.
He doesn't know yet. Wait.
Yes.
Wait till he
can
finds
get
out.
all he wants.
I'll tell you one thing. I would not piss Mr. X off. I know that. I mean, he's a very nice guy. I've had many conversations with him. I just think that if you rubbed him the wrong way, he'd just throw you to the ground and kill you. I swear.
All
right, thank you, Chauncey.
Howard, wait.
Marshmallow.
I have a comedy CD out today.
All right, thank you.
Wait, come on.
That's funny.
All right, Robin, go ahead. Give us the top news story, then we'll take a little break.
All right. Would you like to?
All right, go ahead.
Yes, I guess Pete Townsend, of course, is the top story. Pete Townsend of The Who was most known for his music until now, was arrested in London yesterday, and they took the computers from his home and from his office. He was arrested under the suspicion that he had kiddie porn on his computer and that he had manufactured or caused the production of kiddie porn. So there is an investigation ongoing. They will be going through all of his computer files to determine what they could find. Pete said he thought this was going to happen when the police entered his home. He had gone on to the newspaper the day before to try to stem the tide of publicity after a newspaper article indicated that a rock star in Great Britain was under investigation for child pornography. He went public and said it was him who was under investigation, that he had been surfing, but it was to do research for an autobiography, and because he thinks he at one time was the victim of molestation from a grandmother. So there you go. Here's John Cohen, who is Townsend's lawyer. He details what happens next. D2.
How happy is this guy? He's going to make a fortune, John Cohen.
Mr. Townsend has been at the station this evening answering questions from the police. That's now finished. He has not been charged. He's been bailed to come back perhaps at a future occasion if they want him to answer more questions.
I think his bail was around $250,000. Also, word of his arrest spread quickly among his friends expressing surprise and sympathy was Elton John, D3.
I'm very shocked, and I hope it's not as bad as it sounds.
Well, the research thing wears thin. I mean, it's like, well, if I was in a movie about mutilating animals, and I go out and do a string of animal mutilations, and I said it was research for a movie, wouldn't you think that was creepy?
Yes.
You know, if you're against child pornography, the last thing you should do is be looking at it.
Join the police force or some other organization and say, what can I do to help you stem the tide of child pornography? Don't start your own private investigation.
Yeah.
Here's Martin Lewis, who's a writer-producer. He says Pete Townshend's family and friends are still standing behind him right now. D4.
Roger Daltrey, who's known him longer even than his wife, said this is not the kind of actions of Pete Townsend. You can't know this person for over 40 years and not be aware of some tendency like that.
Yeah, sure. Nobody has a secret life. Tell that to Charles Kuralt's wife.
Well, they're trying to support him right now. Even his own mother says that she stands behind him. But she didn't know anything about...
Better than standing in front of him.
She didn't know anything about any molestation he suffered as a child from his grandmother. If he did have something like that occur, she says he bore it silently. He never told her anything about it. So.
All right. Well, hey,
we'll have to see what goes on.
Yeah, we don't know a thing about it. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
The Howard Stern Show.
Hello, my name is Joy from Bangladesh. Allah was my God. I used to pray to him every day, and he was good to me. After arriving in America, I was discovered the God of this country, Howard Stern. Boy, do I like him better than Allah. That's because he really answered my prayer with lesbians, porn stars, and strippers. Thank you, God. Howard Stern.
The Howard Stern Show.
Robin?
Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right. We were talking about kiddie porn when we were talking about Pete Townsend. Well, there's a priest on Long Island who was accused of molesting a 13-year-old, and they had delayed his sentencing because he was helping, I guess, with some investigation they're doing out there of child pornography and all of that stuff. So his diocese put him in a convent. And
That's
he was told to stay away from any kind of pornography. Well, even while in the convent, apparently he used the computer to go on kiddie porn sites and trade kiddie porn. So now they've upped his bail and they've thrown him in jail. They tried to do everything they could to keep him on the straight and narrow, including putting him around a bunch of nuns. Nothing has worked. And the funny thing about him is his name is Father Michael Hands. Father Hands.
Father Hands.
Yeah, so he is now in jail, and I guess they're going to go forward with his sentencing. They were trying to put him in, like, a boot camp to keep him on the straight and narrow.
Sentencing. There's not enough sentences for that guy.
Still wouldn't stop. He can't stay away from the kiddie porn. Now, in Croatia, a woman has given birth to twins with 2 different fathers.
Wow.
The 23-year-old student slept with 2 men at the same time.
Nice. What? And she had twins from 2 different fathers.
Gave birth to fraternal twins 7 months ago, and it was just revealed through DNA testing that each of the children has a different father.
Wow.
No kidding.
Doctors say the twins being born to different fathers is extremely rare. But it can happen.
How do you think the kids are going to feel about Mom?
Yeah, how do you explain? Well, I was sleeping with both your dads at the same time.
It was very loving.
It's the funniest story, guys. Listen.
I was very drunk.
I can't believe this. Yesterday, Senator Joe Lieberman made history by becoming the first Jewish man to put his ring in the hat to become president of the United States. So he has decided, since he ran for vice president last time around, he's going to be the front runner on the ticket this time. And he made that announcement in Connecticut yesterday. He visited his hometown to just kick off that presidential campaign. E3 is a part of that announcement.
So he threw his yarmulke into the ring.
I guess it would be a yarmulke.
Yeah.
I am a candidate for President of the United States in 2000.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great for everyone. You think a Jew can win? Anybody tell him he was Jewish?
2004.
2005.
He's like Jew candidate instead of Jew million.
And I intend to win.
Yeah, say.
So I guess he thinks that you can win.
Yeah.
He intends to sell his campaign as one above partisanship, focusing instead on what he considers the right path for our country. E4.
I intend to talk straight to the American people.
Yeah.
And to show them that I'm a different kind of Democrat.
Democrat. He's not real high on the charisma meter, is he?
No.
Hey, wish him luck.
Hey, people with less charisma have made it to the presidency. Meanwhile, there were people outside of that high school where he was making this announcement protesting his jump into the campaign. E5 is some people chanting outside.
Not all Jews what?
Not all Jews will vote for Joe.
What's got to go?
I don't know. What's got to go?
I hate chanting. What's it got to be about being Jewish? Not all Jews will vote for Joe.
I don't know what this group is all about, but that's what they were yelling outside of that high school.
Weirdos. All right.
I'm just listening to this guy saying. Meanwhile, of course, we still are discussing war with Iraq. A lot of discussion going on. Last night at the American Music Awards, Sheryl Crow wore a T-shirt that said, war is not the answer.
Yeah, I resent that T-shirt because it's like, well, you know what? Yeah, maybe war's not the answer, so what's the answer?
Yeah, if you have the answer, we would love to have it. We would rather not go to war.
Yeah, wear that on your shirt. It's easy to say criticize war and say war's not the answer, but what's the answer?
Yeah. You're going to write a peaceful song, Cheryl? It's going to change Saddam's mind?
So people weighing in with their opinions. Bianca Jagger is a peace activist, and she's over in Baghdad right now. And according to her, this is why Iraq is being treated the way it is by the United States. E1.
Is that the answer? Is there no other answer? Is there no other alternative? Why is there an alternative for North Korea? Why is not there an alternative, which is a negotiated settlement with Iraq?
I don't know.
All the stars are asking this question.
Yeah, but you know what? Iraq we can take out easily. North Korea we can't. So that's why. We're going to nip that sucker in the bud. What's wrong with that? And not only that, let's face it, terrorism didn't come from North Korea, per se. We don't have direct links of 9/11 to North Korea. We know Saddam Hussein is contributing our oil money to terrorism. That's why Bianca Jagger.
She had a message for both Iraq and the coalition forces, E2.
You must comply. You must protect your people and prevent a war. But I am here, especially for Americans to understand that this war will not be a sanitized war, that there will be thousands of innocent civilians, children and women who will die.
We want to make sure that Iraq doesn't become North Korea. That's why.
When Bianca Jagger talks, why does anyone record it? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah, if Mick hadn't married her, we wouldn't have to listen at all.
Shouldn't you be saying this at lunch with her friends? I mean, who cares?
Mick Jagger's to blame.
Yeah, Bianca Mendez, we would not be talking to.
Right. I mean, that's who she is, though.
In Iran, a teenager has been sentenced to death for drinking alcohol.
Wow.
19-year-old. He'd already been arrested twice and whipped because he was caught drinking alcohol.
Oh, my God.
And this is his third offense, and the law there says the third time you die.
Oh, my God.
His sentence is being appealed to some higher court, I suppose. They're going to look into the matter as to whether a 19-year-old should be put to death for drinking. But the law as it stands is that the third time you're caught, after being flogged twice, they kill you.
Can't they just throw water in his lap and let him walk around like that for a few hours?
Yeah, does the punishment fit the crime?
Exactly. Robin, you must be on it. We work free.
No, didn't make the list. Number 10, they have 25 people on the list, and the 25th woman is Catherine Zeta-Jones. She just makes it.
Right.
Number 10 is Naomi Watts.
Don't know her.
Number 9 is Faith Hill.
She's all right.
Number 8 is Diane Lane.
Yeah, I think she's sexy.
Selma Hayek is number 7.
I could take her or leave her.
Alyssa Milano, number 6.
She's not bad.
That's high, though, 6.
I hear she has really hairy arms, but go ahead.
Getting into the top 5, Cameron Diaz, number 5.
I think she's hot.
Anna Kournikova, number 4.
She's all right.
Jennifer Lopez, number 3.
Okay.
Halle Berry, number 2.
Gorgeous woman.
Jennifer Garner, number 1.
I can see that.
Really?
She's hot. Yeah, Jennifer Garner's hot. I mean, I don't know if she's number 1, but she's hot.
Who's Jennifer Garner?
She's on Alias.
Yeah, she's hot.
Oh, the Alias chick.
Rebecca Romaine Stamos was number 12.
Oh, I can see that.
There you go.
And Sheryl Crow was number 13.
I can see that, too.
You can?
Yeah, I think Sheryl Crow's hot.
Sheryl Crow is number 13, and Angie Harmon is number 22.
I don't know about that, but I think that Sheryl Crow is way hot, especially the way she sings and plays guitar, and she's hot.
Ashley Judd is number 24.
Oh.
Just gonna see her.
She should be a little higher than that.
Lucy Liu is number 14.
I can take her or leave her.
Angie Harmon loses points for being married to Jason Sehorn.
Well,
yeah. who appears to have lost his superpowers.
Right, she can tackle better than him.
Oh, at this point. Busta Rhymes is in that movie Narc with Ray Liotta, and he says he wants his fans to look deeper into his music. A1.
Yo. A lot of the times people won't go past the thing that they like, which is that Happy Dance Around the Cake song, to go and get the album and listen to it so that they can understand my struggles, my passions.
Why is that important to me?
Don't you want the Happy Dance Around the Cake song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
George Clooney has a movie in theaters now. It's called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And here he talks about the difference between acting in a film and being the director. A4.
When you're in someone else's film, they don't really, all they're really talking about is your performance, what you tried to do in the film, those kind of things. When you direct it, what they're basically talking about is your intellect. So it's always...
Okay.
No.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating.
Wow.
Renee Zellweger is in Chicago, the musical that is at theaters now. And
shouldn't she be out protesting the war?
Yeah. She was asked about whether her performance will garner any rewards, and she said to the people asking the question that making the movie was praise enough. A5.
I'm a millionaire from this one, you know, in my heart. And to look beyond that, I'd rather not, because I'm really, really happy sitting right here, full, completely full.
Wow, I bet you she's good in bed.
Is that from the movie, or she just made that up?
No, she's talking. She's just talking.
Oh,
brilliant.
I'm a millionaire in my heart. Kid Rock is about to appear in another movie. It's called Biker Boys and opens on January 31st. Here he talks about how he got the part in this film, B1.
I don't read much, and I read this script, and I thought it was kind of cool. It had a little twist to it. It wasn't the big budget, you know, shindigs. You always, you know, the new Von Diesel mega picture thing coming out. It was kind of low-key and kind of had a good plot to it. So the director, Reggie, came over and met with me, and he showed me this portfolio, which I don't know if people always do this or not, but he had this whole portfolio, all these old Western pictures and all this stuff, which kind of got me. Like, I was like, Western, you know?
Western.
Ah, come on. It's Kid Rock.
Here he is on if he enjoys acting.
It's hard when you're used to working 2 hours a day as opposed to sitting around for 7. A lot of sitting around, man. I never knew there was... What a
lucky bastard.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, Pam and Tommy have settled their custody dispute over the kids, and Pam will be allowed to move to Detroit.
And when's Tommy going to see the kids?
He'll get extended visitation time when he has them, I suppose.
And who gets the videotapes, the ones with him doing her?
I think they're still in business together.
Right.
Anyone who wants to come to my house, I made a bunch of copies.
But do you think Kid Rock is very excited now that he knows Pam can move to Detroit?
No. Now he's going to marry her.
Damn it.
That was his last out. Anyway, Kid Rock's in this new movie. Joe Millionaire taking the country by storm, but it doesn't seem that it's going to run for very long because they're jettisoning these women very quickly.
Yeah, I got it on tape.
Last night.
Yeah, I didn't see it last night.
I didn't see it either. But here, Evan Marriott explains how he became Joe Millionaire, B3.
Actually, it happened basically with me going to a Christmas party last year, and I met somebody that knew somebody that you know, that I had been introduced to at this party, and they said, you know, we might be able to use you for some shows this year. And I was like, well, you know, if you can, you can. Fine. If you can't, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he was like blasé about it. Really? What do I have to do?
Where do I sign?
You men over there want anal? What do I got to do? What do I got to do?
Who do you got to give oral to get on a show here?
And what did he think of the concept of this show before?
Well, I really didn't hear about the concept of the show until like a day before I left. And they just said, look, you're going to go over, you know, it's kind of like The Bachelor, but it's really not like The Bachelor. They said you're going to go over to France. We're going to have 20 girls come over behind.
It's exactly like The Bachelor. What do you mean? Kind of like it.
Then my agent explained to me what a concept is.
It's like The Bachelor, except you're going to have to lie a little more directly to the girls than do it subtly. In The Bachelor, you have to tell them you're going to marry him.
Right.
In this one, you got to tell them you're going to marry him and then lie to them about your income. Yeah. That's the difference. Anything else, Robin?
Christina Aguilera. We were talking about her on the American Music Awards last night. Here she talks about her songs, Dirty and Beautiful. I guess that's what she sang.
I love that song as being just a fun
She's got that black thing going now. I love that song.
Yeah. Song to just party to, and that's my 21-year-old side, but it definitely is the only song like that on the rest of this record. Coming with
cares?
Just to this record.
Here she talks about her early years in the business and how she got caught up in that clean-cut pop image thing.
I got caught up in that whole hype of playing up to a certain image, or the press making me out to be a certain thing that I wasn't, and it was really, really hard, and that's definitely where the name Stripped for the record came from, is having to knock out all those layers of gloss and hype and, you know.
Fascinating. But
that's why she's naked. Okay. And here she is on her skimpy outfits and the use of her sexuality.
That's part of being an entertainer, you know. That's
You're damn right. You should remember that last night on the American Music Awards when you wore a full body gown.
That's just me, you know. I'm not going to be up there.
Boy, is she bad without being naked.
Really? You couldn't really take it.
Oh, no.
You want to listen, huh?
It's awful.
So people can focus, you know, just on primarily my voice in, like, a ankle-length skirt and, like, a conservative top. You know, I'm just not that kind of an artist. You know?
You were last night, and you're right. You better be naked.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah.
And finally this morning, CBS is also working on a Hitler project.
Yes.
They have now said that they're going to revise the script, and they are not going to try to humanize Hitler.
Hitler is hot right now.
They're dealing with Hitler the early years. They take him from, I guess, his childhood all the way up to the time that he seizes power in Germany in this mini-series they're doing.
Well, Les Moonves says they really want to be different with this one, so they cast Carrot Top as Hitler. With his eyebrows shaved.
Yeah.
So they just want to calm some fears. They will give some money to the Holocaust, to some Holocaust charities, and Hitler will still be a bad dude once they're finished with him.
There you go.
And while Robert Blake is sitting in jail, they are thinking of updating Beretta. I guess a new actor will have to take over that role.
It's a lucky role.
Yeah, Beretta back to TV. And Ving Rhames is probably going to get the nod to replace Telly Savalas as Kojak.
Really?
A lot of old TV shows coming back.
You know who would be a good Beretta?
Who?
OJ.
Perfect.
Right, or Martin Lawrence.
Well, that's what's happening.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. You know, it's a big day tomorrow. We'll stump the buoy, among other things. And don't forget, if you want that date with Nikki Ziering, get in touch with Baba Booey and Stuttering John in the back office. I don't know the number. What is it? 1-800-44-STERN. If you want to get in on that, get in on it. Take a look at her on howardstern.com. That's what we're playing for. All right, and we'll see you tomorrow.